What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Almost Never podcast. This week, we're talking about Dry January, South Africa's trial against Israel in the ICJ, Stanley stands, soccer players wanting to get out of their contracts in the Saudi Pro League. And we also talk about what we're watching in music and movies, TV. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't even really like basketball, guys.
Basketball. I just won the money.
Jeez.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Mama.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Almost Never podcast. The podcast where it's very impressive if I make it through 25% of the recording without taking off my monitors. Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's truth. Truth speaks truth.
Yeah. It's lovely day in Los Angeles. How you guys doing?
Feeling good, feeling blessed, you know. How about yourself, Sean?
I'm trying to stay warm. It's chilly from my blood.
You got those emo hands.
Yeah.
See them?
Is it
They're sad. I have
it's
sad hands.
Cut my life into
chilly
pieces.
in the OC?
Yeah. It's been in the 40s.
Has it hailed?
No, we get morning rain though, like every morning from the ocean. But yeah, it's been chilly for me. It was cold in a Rancho last night though. Like I left and it was like 45 out.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, temperatures are frigid.
It's cold. Yeah, it's cold. Mountain chill.
Yeah, but I had a packed week this week.
Same. What were you up to?
I started a new
Let's
program for. Let's unpack that. I started a new program for my neck and back, so I'm going 3 times a week to this. Like,
What is that, Missy Elliott?
No,
Trina.
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 Yeah, and Ludacris.
The Trina program.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. Kanye's workout plan didn't work, so now I'm doing the Trina program.
His is for girls.
Yeah, clearly it's not for him because he's looking little tons of fun recently. Yeah, so it's like a 3-day-a-week thing. They're like working on my spine to realign it. So I did that. I got a new car this week.
You did?
Yeah. So I had to say goodbye to the truck.
Did you take a picture or anything? What'd you do with it?
I still have it, actually. I have 2 cars right now because I haven't picked it up yet. But I'm not allowed to drive it because I've terminated the lease.
So how many times have you driven it?
Like a couple times. Like two times.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But I got a Outback.
Steakhouse?
Yeah, got a little Subaru Outback.
Oh, dang. You
What color?
and Tiff, huh?
Let me guess.
Yeah, I know, but Tiff's is new.
Let me guess.
Both turning into batting for the other team.
Wait, you didn't lease this?
No.
You bought a car.
Yeah.
What year?
2018.
Sean
Nice.
bought a car. It's about damn time, man. There you go.
I mean, I've bought in a lot of cars. They just don't tend to make it very long. So maybe that's the problem. The leased car lasted.
Let me guess the color. Let me guess.
Yeah, you won't get it. You're thinking too hard.
Burgundy.
Nah.
I think it's the same color. It's like a granite gray.
Boom, my dog. Yeah, granite gray. It's like basically like my truck transformed into a Subaru.
You want to lift it?
I do. 2-inch lift. I've been looking already at the
Just gonna get coilovers.
well, so I'll probably just do a full new suspension. It's not that expensive. I mean, but like the actual suspension, the tires would be probably more expensive, honestly, than the actual.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you want to get some like
You should just go air assist and do coilovers. That'd be hard.
Yeah.
30 what size
30s.
is the
30s the biggest
30s.
ones. Yeah, 30.5 are the biggest ones you can put on it on a 2-inch lift. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get like the
You can get some knobbies on it.
I'm gonna get the guard under the front and under the
Want to pay me to do it? My
yeah,
job.
yeah. I already thought about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna go through you, and I also buy the tires from you because
You can get the deal.
yeah. So that'd be like the next step. Just getting it all together. But yeah, I did that.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. It felt good. Yeah. Thanks to me.
Sean.
It's nice. It's such a smooth drive. And like the one I found was like had like the belts and whistles, so it's like leather, the heated seats and stuff. It looks
because it's after 2016's, like they have the backup camera.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the most crucial thing in like Apple CarPlay.
That's the exact two things, dude. I was like, I need to make sure that's CarPlay. I need like the sensors and stuff because I've been driving like that for a while. So did that, and then I'm like job interviewing. So yeah, it was like a lot of
New Year.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. There's a lot of phone calls this week and a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, and then we've been popping on the social medias.
Allegedly.
So I don't feel like that's alleged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real. It's relative popping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So
shout out everybody for that.
It's been a good week. How about yourself, sir?
Also busy. Work. Just like not getting like a ton of new projects at work, but just hunkering down on the stuff I got going. Ran a couple times this week. That was nice.
Nice.
Trying to
stay with it.
Trying to hack these New Year's resolutions and like feel better just from that. Like the fresh air and the trying to drink more water, eat a little better. It's definitely not 40s, but I was running and it was like 50 degrees around the reservoir the other night. And it's like the first time it like hurt to inhale that air. I was like, it was a little painful, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm just starting out light, just starting out with a couple miles each run and then build up.
Nice. Do you have a cold shower?
I actually not in the winter, but in this, like even when it's hot, I still take warm showers. Like I don't know, it's just something about it. But then I end with cold. That's nice because I feel like I'll dry it out and mix steamy after that shit. But
I feel like that cold shower, that first walk in, it's like a punch in the like chest. You're like, can't breathe.
Yeah, and you're like,
yeah.
Actually, last night, went out to the first non-alcoholic bar in Los Angeles.
The first?
It's called Stay. It's in Chinatown. It's a really dope spot. Went out to eat with Marlene first. It's called Stay Zero Proof. I think that's the whole title of it.
Pony Boy.
It was a really cool spot. Drinks were ridiculously expensive. For mine, it was like $20, and then for Marlene's, it was like 22. And then we got a plate of like, because there's like small bites there. A plate of 2 cookies. Each cookie's like this big. It was like $8 for 2 cookies.
Jesus,
they were really good. It's funny though because we went to took her out for like dumplings for the first time ever having like dumplings.
Whoa!
For 4 plates, it was cheaper than having the 2 drinks and the cookies at this bar.
What kind of dumplings did you have again?
That's crazy.
Were they,
the xiaolong bao's like the little kind of like soup dumplings with the pork in the middle, and then some pan fried dumplings. And then like some soup and a noodle dish, and it was like $54.
Dumplings.
Wait, $54
for like 4 dishes, and then like it was like
that's good. But the drinks were, like you said, just as
the
much.
drinks were very expensive at this other bar. It was cool though. I maybe go there. Like she wants to take her friends to some places out there. But yeah, Chinatown's cool. I haven't hung out there much at all since like Neil Milson lived there.
Yeah. This might sound a dumb question, but like, can it be a bar if it's non-alcoholic, or isn't that just like a?
Well, like hookah bar.
Yeah, I guess like, do they only open up late at night? Like, is it not
5 till midnight maybe? It's weird because they literally just opened the day before we went, so I think they opened on Friday, and they only do like seating. Because like there's no standing. It's all just because I know it's
like cocktail lounge feel.
Yeah, it's kind of like that in that they definitely felt the pressure from the servers to turn over tables because like trying to rotate out, because it's like when I think with that crowd they want it to be relaxing and like comfortable, like the music's loud enough to where it like you can get into it, but it's not overbearing to where you can't have a conversation. Relaxed and really cool detailing. I'm curious who designed that space, but yeah, it was because the booze there, like buying non-alcoholic spirits, like the average bottle starts at like $35.
That's crazy.
And I'm sure they don't make like the bar size, 1.75 liters. So it's probably really expensive just to run it. But
at that point, I'm just like, just do juice.
Well, juice, like, if you've had like
Juice.
proper mocktails and stuff,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
juice is just fucking boring. And then like,
Yeah.
I saw one or two of them is just like juice, like pomegranate juice and stuff, and it's still like $16-18. But like, you don't want to be paying that much for juice, and juice is kind of boring.
Yeah.
Like, you want something that's a little more
I love
complex
juice.
flavor for.
If you're going to a bar specifically,
Yeah, you want to pay for like the experience, even if you're not paying for the alcohol.
Is this like this sounds like it's like owned by Erewhon or something for those prices?
It is.
Erewhon owns juice too.
Everything is like very crafted and sourced, and everything's very like curated.
Yeah.
I guess you could
Or
say.
Erewhon.
You know Erewhon, yeah.
You ever been to one?
No, I'm not privileged enough to go to one.
It's funny because like I think the first one I was trying to hold out to not go to one ever.
Yeah.
And then was like furniture shopping, went out to like Calabasas, went to that one for the first time, and it's like everyone there is just like fucking full athleisure. Like everybody's just in expensive ass sweats and like very, very white, very like suburby feeling.
Yeah.
And it was very contrasty because we went to Highland Park after that. Everybody's like actually has like style, very vintage and stuff like that. But also after we went out, we were just walking around Chinatown. We walked to those little like, trinket kitschy shops with like stuff. And Marlene bought a fucking turtle.
Is that what that's for?
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a turtle's in there.
Live.
She just like was like, I want a turtle.
Turtle.
Turtle. You ever have anything like that? Like a turtle or a lizard or anything?
Yeah, I had all that stuff. They all just keeled over.
Did you have ones that you went and bought, or you found them and you put them in
I
there?
never found nothing I bought them all.
You bought them all?
Yeah.
Oh, does the turtle have a name? Dionysus? Rigatoni?
Jade, I think.
Jade.
Real cute. Like, it's cute as hell, man.
Yeah.
But like, because this is what she bought it, and she's gonna buy like a bigger like tank terrarium thing. But it's like so sad because like most of those they're just gonna die, and it was like $8.99.
Jeez. Is that kind of like that's the animal version of like discolored tomatoes? Like they just get thrown away?
Kind of like that, I suppose. Yeah, because it's like how many people are gonna be buying turtles? It's like maybe the deluxe version of getting goldfish at the fair or carnival.
Did you have a little
type thing.
hamster or something when you were a kid?
No, my brother did. He had a guinea pig. It died.
Turtles can live. I don't know about this one specifically because this is like a farm raised turtle. Like they can live up to like 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what one it is, the oldest living animal known living animal in the world is a turtle. And like lived like
the Galapagos
whatever one
tortoise thing.
It's like 100 or 200 something years old. It's an old dude, and he just parties on the island. Yeah, the hamster or the guinea pig. We went away for a vacation, and its little water thing got clogged, so it literally dehydrated.
Damn, that's like
super sad.
Perhaps the worst way to die.
Yeah, like
I heard too though, but what was it, a guinea pig or a hamster?
guinea pig.
Because I don't know which one of those two for sure. Maybe it'd be both of them. But I heard a lot of people were thinking that they were dying, but they actually go into hibernation. So a lot of people were just throwing out their.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's brutal.
Well, I mean, if you like,
It
it won't wake up. Just hibernates out of the blue.
They do it. It's not something that a pet store would tell you, though. You know what I mean? They don't say like, "Hey, I think it's a hamster." They're like, "Hamsters hibernate." You know what I mean? For a couple months. So yeah, no, people were just.
Me and Dave and Casey and Phil, we all ate guinea pig.
How was it?
Peru?
In Peru. It was actually pretty good. I mean, we did it fried, so there's certain, like once a meat's fried, it's kind of like
seasoned. It's like it tastes like chicken.
Yeah.
Like
it was
chicken.
a very tastes like chicken, but it was good. I mean, it wasn't cat. Let me just say that it was better than the.
You know what that tastes like?
We had this conversation before. When well, I assumed it was cat. It had all the familiar body.
It had whiskers still, so
that tail. No, it didn't have a tail. Anyway,
what's the weirdest thing you ate?
I've eaten crickets. Those were okay. Had
Alive?
frogs.
Were they alive?
No. I haven't eaten. Maybe like I don't think I've ever eaten anything alive. Maybe as a kid I ate bugs or something. I had a neighbor who he liked eating bugs as a.
Whoa, like ants kind of thing.
Ants,
like,
roly polies, whatever.
All right, that's a little bit extra. It's a little bit dumber.
Yeah, it is. It is odd. I had frog legs before. You ever had that?
I have.
They're good. They taste like a cross between like chicken and fish, like the consistency.
Frog
of the meat.
legs. I guess you could
probably
see.
the worst thing I had was chitlins. That's what made me think of that.
I've had good chitlins before. You've had bad chitlins.
I've never enjoyed them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any like feet, like pig's feet, or like
pig's feet, chicken
feet.
Obviously liver and onion.
Liver and onions is weird.
That's not. Oh, you think it's weird?
I think it's just
It's gross.
I just think it's a really strong flavor, mainly because of onions. Because there's a lot of the onions happening.
I ate them a lot as a kid. I don't think it's that odd, but it is like I haven't had it in a long time. So probably if I did, it'd probably be a little.
Liver pate is good though. Like I've had that. Maybe the cracker just tastes good, and the liver was just like meh.
It's like salty.
Yeah,
it doesn't have that irony flavor. Is
that what foie gras is?
Foie gras is it's liver, but it's like from a goose that's been force fed till it explodes.
Nice.
Yeah. You ever do any eyeballs? Ever eat like a fish eyeball?
I don't think so.
No. Mm-mm. You ever do like a full fish fry, head on and everything? No. Mm-mm. So I had a fish eyeball with that. It was just like salty.
They're like it depends. Like because I've had like a smaller fish and the eyes are just like it doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah,
it's like fried. But then like a bigger one, I've tried it and I'm like, it's just the flavor wasn't odd, but it's like the texture is
kind
of gooey eyeballish.
Yeah. Have you ever had cabeza?
Brains now.
Oh, I love cabeza.
You have? I've never had it.
Lengua.
It's good.
Cabeza is not necessarily brain.
It's just the head, right?
Yeah, head.
Yeah,
meat. Head meat's good.
Head is
like
good.
Fatty.
I like
soft.
lengua. I think lengua is really good.
Lengua's bomb.
Cheek was really good. They eat cheek.
I don't know if I ever had cheek.
It was really good, really tender.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, all those different cuts.
I'd eat your cheek, bro. If
I
it came down to it.
They're meaty.
I mean, if we like crashed in the Andes, I would hope that that you guys would feel okay if I died to feast.
They were giving permission. The later ones.
The later ones.
Like
if they were like
the very last one.
You want to.
So you're talking about the
you want to talk about.
It's crazy. It's obviously it's a remake of a real event, but the story the movie was called Society in the Snow. And it's a redo of Alive,
yeah,
which is a true story about some Uruguayan a rugby team,
yeah,
and a few passengers that were on like an airplane going to, I forget where they were going to, but they ended up crashing in the Andes,
yeah,
and they ended up surviving out there. The ones who did survive the crash ended up staying alive out there for 72 days before they got rescued.
That's crazy.
In the worst condition, in Kansas City conditions, minus Taylor Swift.
What degrees is it?
No Travis Kelce.
Minus Taylor Swift.
Minus Taylor Swift. No. Yeah, but it was crazy. It was the I've never heard that story, and it's insane because they ultimately started eating the deceased to sustain
survive
life because I think they probably went like 2-3 weeks without food or very minimal.
So eating like crackers
and they started
airplane
eating
snacks.
Like they were trying to nibble like on cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, one dude picked a scab off the homie and ate that.
It's just like beef jerky.
I know the problem is. I know like in snares too when people throw like with the leather because there's protein to be pulled from leather. Mm-hmm. So,
but what was crazy is 2 dudes ended up hiking. It was like 38 miles. It said over 12 days, and got rescued in Chile. And then they took a helicopter and got to the other ones.
That's also amazing that they could find their way back to where they were. Like, because no one knows where they are,
and they were in man-made gear. Like they made little goggle thingies. They were in like layers of clothing, and they were all well under like 30 years old.
I wonder what their body weight was like before and after.
Oh, there's pictures because like a couple of them had cameras, and like they insisted on them taking cameras, and from the stuff I was reading, they said that the director of the new one was pretty adamant of staying correct. So I'm assuming that there's these pictures out in real life.
Yeah. Did they have anything at the end of the new Netflix episode? Like
they did, but I feel like they were respectful and didn't show the real ones, but did a dramatization because they showed stills.
Yeah,
but it was the actors.
Okay. Crazy.
So I'm assuming
because I have seen the photos from the actual live ones, and like they're just like sitting out on the plane,
broken plane, yeah,
and they're just hanging. And like, what do? You just sit out there, and like you could see that they were like smoking, and like there was some of the photos, like I don't know if they're smiles, but a sense of trying to stay upbeat.
One of the dude was trying to make them smile for all the photos, and this is before they even thought they had a chance to get out, and they're just like, for what? And he's like, these are for our families, man. Like. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's a crazy story. If you guys haven't heard about it, do check it out. Shows you the will of human beings.
Indomitable human spirit.
It's just great, man. It's great to be alive, man. It's great
to be a person. That's funny on that kind of note. I read this report on, it was like an older report, I think 2003 to 2013. Do you know Jamestown? Like John Smith, Pocahontas type of shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So that settlement, like, they ultimately got wiped out, but they found evidence of also like cannibalism for staying alive, because when they first landed, they relied on trade with the
Lewis and Clark.
No.
This is Jamestown. Like I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like Powhatan tribe. The Jamestown settlement relied on trade with them, like just for everything. So they didn't really dig deep into agriculture.
This be around right now, like what part? I know it would be East Coast, but
Virginia. So like they relied on that, and when the winter came, they didn't really have any like survival skills. They didn't have anything like no stores built up, because the tribe that they were dealing with, they were like, we only have enough to keep ourselves fed. So eventually I think a lot of them died, but then they found evidence of like, I think it was like a 15-year-old girl was like in a cellar, and her body was like butchered, and you could see like certain marks on her skull that was like that were indicative of like her actually being like cut, but like it showed that people didn't know how to take the meat off the bone of like a human, because they're like not used to eating humans, I guess.
Yeah.
Quick question: do you think you could beat up a monkey, a small monkey? Like, do you think you could take on a monkey a third of your body weight?
And what kind of monkey? I don't think
so.
Any monkey a third of your body weight.
Because that's like, for me, that'd be like a 50-pound monkey. Like I could.
Could you take a 50-pound? Exactly. Could you take a 50?
Probably not.
I've seen some videos. I definitely couldn't either. These things are powerful.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely depends on what kind of monkey, I think, but nonetheless, a 50-pound monkey.
Well, because we're talking about like
70-pound monkey.
They're not even like a chimpanzee. Maybe they're around there, but like or like a baboon. Like those things are crazy.
Baboon and orangutan done.
I saw it was about like a 35-pound monkey jumped on this dude's back in India and like socked him up a couple times and ripped a piece of his scalp off like this big to straight skull.
Yeah, I mean they're powerful because like their body
so quick it wasn't even bleeding.
It was just white.
It was just white.
Some Grey's Anatomy shit right there.
I mean,
I've been on that still.
I warn. I mean, what did I say about when I was in Costa Rica? I was like, "Yo, dude, just watch the monkeys." Like, because people be like, "Oh, they're so cute." I'm like,
or that you could take it, like, or that you could do anything. Like, once that thing gets a hold of you.
Yeah.
Well, even like those like little 10-pound monkeys. Like, I think maybe I could fend it off or whatever, but like, it's gonna mess you up. How would you defend yourself
from a monkey? Like, what would be?
You just hope it doesn't grab any part of your hair.
I would be like, keep the distance. Would be fending it off.
What would be your initial defense? Like, you don't have any weapon. Like, what would you try to do? Yeah, would you try to grab it? Would you try to kick at it?
Probably elbow drop off the top.
How big are we talking?
Third.
I feel like you got like
third your height,
like
this big.
But they're gonna like bite.
They fuck you up.
They're gonna
That's
like.
What
I know. Well, that's what. Yeah, you. I mean, because for sure it's going to bite you. You're walking away with rabies or something.
It would have to be like
you're getting messed up.
Kick it up.
You're getting messed up.
The thing about the kick though is they're quick.
You're getting messed up regardless. Yeah. So how do you think if you had a chance, what would you be? I figured you'd have to either break its neck or get it by the tail and just repeatedly start beating it on the ground.
But like, can you even get the tail? I think like
so.
You probably couldn't get it. It's like a grease.
If you
pig.
get a limb and just start whacking on the ground, possibly.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like you would grab it.
It's going to be holding you.
I feel like it would wrap its fucking tail around you and just start climbing up. You'd be like, damn, this shit's
You would just have to start going against the wall and start socking the shit at the wall.
And hopefully it's only one by you, because
if
there's more, you get jumped.
Packs.
No, I was watching videos of monkeys like trying to steal babies and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what it does happen. I know, I don't know how often it happens, but every once in a while I hear a story from like India where like
and these
monkey
monkeys
hops in the house, grabs the baby, runs
stole
off.
my baby.
And this wasn't in India too. This one monkey. These were some white people, and they were scared. Like the monkey had the baby, and the mom grabbed the baby, and then this monkey like was fighting for like a good 2 minutes.
Damn.
The dad was just trying to kick. It was just relentless.
Yeah. Well, like I don't know if you ever see like if Sway's ever like done something where he like falls, or like if Arya does something, but like the other day, like Sir ran full speed right into the glass to try to get a squirrel on the outside, and he just shook it off. I was like, that should hurt way more than what you're like playing it off as. So I feel like the monkeys would be the same thing. Like, kick me all you want.
They're way stronger than us.
Because too, like the fur does provide a certain amount of like shock absorption. I'd imagine.
And I'm guessing they have. I mean,
they're way stronger than us.
Yeah.
Well, and then just like the fight or flight is really strong. Whether if they choose flight, then it's over.
It's over, baby.
Lights.
Just one quick follow up question I had for you on the
animal fights.
No, on the Andy story. Well, related to, like, you think you would hold off on eating a person?
Yeah.
Like you tried to like make sure that you didn't.
Not too long though.
Yeah.
How long is too long? Or
like if everyone's in the group, like we're like, hey, dude, we're gonna eat up.
Let's feast.
Okay, that's. I don't want to have to kill somebody for it, because that's
no,
like,
they didn't kill anybody.
Exactly, like if the person's already there, you're like, well, your spirit's gone.
And then, like I said, the last homeboy, he was all like, because that was his whole thing, was just like, oh, this is like basically sacrilegious. They don't want to, or whatever. He was like, use my body for substance, and I was like, run it.
I mean, for real.
Run it.
Bless me now.
Let me know.
And then.
Yeah, they're definitely eating each other. It was
I mean, these thighs can sustain both of you for quite some time if you had to eat them.
Would you carve off of living people?
No.
Carve off of living people? Well, wouldn't you just carve off yourself first?
Mm-mm. Like Jared did something bad in the group.
No.
We've had him chained up for a while.
No.
And
that seems
Because
sadistic.
then you're dropping yourself down.
At this point,
like it's not necessary.
You might as well just kill him then.
Mm.
So you're gonna torture slowly.
We're not gonna eat all of them.
In that vein, like you guys should watch the movie
50
Fresh.
days later, he's just there.
Fresh
with Sebastian Stan. It's on like Hulu, I believe, but I don't want to say too much, but it's really good. Like the director used to shoot music videos, so it's like very stylistic. It's
horror.
It's good. Yeah, horror.
Okay,
like body horror type stuff ish.
You watch Hostel, the very first one, the old Hostel.
Mm-hmm.
There's that part where like one of the dudes is eating the other, like one of the people's legs, like very slow. Like it shows the leg open.
That dead fat guy.
Yes, yeah. If you're doing that to Jared, whoever was that broke the rules, you're kind of like Josh said, sadistic at that point.
He broke the rules.
You're still
What
sadistic.
rules?
We had
Of society?
rules. Yeah, we had the
You
rules.
sound him very Lord of the Flies right now.
He broke them.
Just kill the big pig then.
Kill the big pig.
Kill the big pig. Kill the big pig.
I would, but no. Sometimes you got to eat.
Yeah. So or die.
Man's has got to eat.
Mans be Marv or mans be starve.
I don't think I could be the person. I don't think, like, could you be the person that does the?
Yep.
I don't think I could
would
do
do
the carving.
that. I would take the heat. I would take it. I could roll it mentally for poor Rita.
You say that.
I know that's what I was
You
about to
say
say
that.
too. I feel like you say stuff and then
Trey, you talk a big game. You talk a big game.
It's not like I want to try it.
you be there with the knife. Oh shit!
Hey, I don't even want to. I don't even want to check your feet on YouTube. I don't even know what
I'd be
that
that
consists
guy
of.
like that old grandpa that's just he's gone.
Well, there's no meat on that guy, unless they're a big guy.
No. Later in life,
Oh, he's
after I've
just-
seen the stuff.
Yeah, because you've seen things.
I've seen the stuff.
You watched that Book of Eli, right?
Yeah.
That one part where they go to the house and like the old man and woman, they're all shaking because he's like, it's the meat and the. You can tell they be eating people. It's the meat and the meat. But I feel like that would be.
But then you
That
go
man
like, if
eating a
you
lot
can
of
make it-
shaking. He's eating a lot of people.
if you can make it to France, though, it's no GMO, so it's all healthy people meat.
I suppose.
It's probably just babies.
I don't know why you had to say that.
You're about to cross the line, Trey, I believe.
Already.
I mean, we're past the 10 minutes, so
we're-
you're good.
we're-
You can say
What
whatever
is
you
it?
want.
You're like a line stepper. You're a
Habitual.
line stepper.
I believe you call him a line leaper. He's not just stepping.
yeah,
He's
smasher.
like, what is socially acceptable and what is like 3 steps beyond that, you know?
Just a couple clicks.
You got a little
due
call
south.
out on our.
I did. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm sorry if I victim blame. It's not that I do that. It's just the perspective you look.
That's just his mentality, but you know,
It
we're
is.
working on it.
I do.
What
Victim,
I said.
it is. You know, it's a work in progress.
It's a slow
I do
burn.
victim blame, but I just like to put blame on.
Do you ever-
Just those people who are responsible.
Do you ever
Yeah.
like? Do you ever take yourself as a victim? Quietly, even. I don't think you vocalize it out loud, but
I mean, I think to a certain extent, you say you have like a lot of internal coping mechanisms, so I think you do blame yourself for a lot
I
of
do
stuff.
blame myself for a lot of stuff. So
That is like
so
essentially.
you kind of victim blame yourself.
you're playing the victim. That's
Yeah.
the victim
yeah,
role.
yeah.
probably.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. Like,
Oh, projection.
exactly. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, generally, I was talking about this. Like, it's a really simple idea, but like in act, people I think forget. It's like the way that you judge the world is the way that you judge yourself on the things that are important to you.
Yeah, harsh. I always blame myself.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's like the same. So the same voice is hitting you. You know, I feel like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when I say stuff, I'm just like, well, it's not that crazy because I mean that's what that's what I'm hearing.
and that's why Kanye is a problem.
It's not that crazy. That's
But
what
he doesn't. He
Not
doesn't.
that
Like,
crazy.
it is interesting because, like, I wonder what that means because, like, you don't really you rarely pass any sort of judgment on Kanye or in his actions or anything. You're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I try not to pass judgment on people.
I don't know about that one.
I can't hold
I
that
feel
one.
like that's a goddamn lie, and you know it.
Yeah. I what I like to do is I like to analyze and then just stick with what I believe is what is true. Normally a lot quicker than most people do.
Is there something that you actually stick to?
No.
Yeah. Like we're like you're like I will die over this opinion.
Hasn't been religion, hasn't been too much of anything. No.
Yeah.
Things are bound to change. Have
So
to.
I do think like you'll start talking something, then like an hour later you're like, yeah, no, I can see. You know what? Yeah, like now
No,
I
but things have to change. You know, we could like to for things to stay the same, which is I feel as just as idealistic as wanting things to radically change.
Well, I mean, it's the spectrum of opinion, pretty much. Like,
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a perpetual movement that I think is inevitable, and I feel like it doesn't vary too much, which is why I said the two differing spectrums.
yeah, I think whatever like subject you're talking about which whether it's society or like politics, it's always a pendulum that swings from progressive behavior towards conservative, and it'll always go. I think, but most of the time it spends it in the middle, the moderate
Totally.
thing. But like, yeah.
Well, I
peaks
feel
and-
like
peaks
most
and
people
valleys.
are closer than they are separate. It's very minute things that I think separate us.
yeah. I
Like
mean,
realistically,
the average person is mainly concerned about survival. So that's
The average
food.
person would not carve meat off of a living person too, but you know.
I don't know. In a scenario where they have to eat,
Well,
also given the way Americans eat, I feel like a lot of Americans wouldn't have a problem to like survive eating.
but I feel like it just would. There wouldn't be a lot of initiators. But once there was only one initiator, a lot of people
Would dive in
would dive in.
because you're not the bad person. He was the bad person. I'm just following that.
I feel like
I'm
that's
just
how
following
most
our
people.
rules.
I feel like that's how most people are. That it's like they don't want to be the one to vocalize the thing, but they're down to go with that thing.
That's yeah. I mean,
he just tells it like it is.
vegans would be fucked in those scenarios. What are you gonna do? Not eat the human?
Break edge.
Do you think that the vegans would be the first ones to go?
I mean, if they stick to it, I feel
Yeah.
like. But you said like people are driven by survival.
Totally.
Like, I think.
Yeah, because being vegan is a luxury.
I don't think so. I think it's viewed that way here, but like not necessarily vegan, but in like India.
Yeah, in American culture, being vegan is a luxury.
The way I think also vegan is
it's being vegetarian,
it's a lifestyle,
being pescatarian, being anything that doesn't just it's a luxury.
Well, I think that's like a bit of an overstatement.
Like Nepalese people, vegetarian. They don't.
But I'm saying in American culture.
I mean, like
not anywhere.
I think
else.
it's a generalization. Like pescatarian, like I think that's quite common actually. Like you could. I think maybe a middle American kind of point of view of like meat and potatoes and stuff, but like there's a lot of people out there that are pescatarian, and it is like pretty easy. But I think that goes into deeper things like food deserts and like the ability to get fresh.
But
food.
it's a luxury too, though, right?
No, like
eating vegetables. They're not doing it out of necessity.
No, it's not. It's a choice.
That's a luxury.
Luxury is not necessarily like choices. Like to a certain extent, yeah, it can be, but with that, it's like
choice is a luxury. I like how we try to get away from that, but it is.
How?
I mean, but you say everything is a choice. So is everything a luxury? You've said that multiple times.
Choice is luxury. So yes, having the ability to choose whether or not or what to consume on a daily, yearly, lifelong basis is a luxury.
Can you think of a scenario where people have food daily and it's not a luxury?
Yeah, anyone in poverty.
Yeah, but they still have the choice
to eat what they can afford
or not eat.
Well, I'm saying what they. Okay, so what are you saying? What are you?
I'm just saying, like, if you're saying choice is a luxury, that I would assume that everyone has a choice. Then, so I feel like
everyone does have a choice.
So the luxury is abound in every scenario.
You feel like everyone doesn't have luxuries? Everyone doesn't have difficulties? That's what I'm saying.
I don't think choice to eat something is a luxury. I think choice to go to Erewhon to eat things is a luxury.
Well, I mean, to each his own. But yeah, I feel like choice is a luxury. When you can choose, when you have abundant choices, let's say that's luxury.
Well, that's different.
Okay,
choice
between one. I'm narrowing it down to
abundant
that's
choice.
What I really
say that.
Like, when you can have abundant choices, which if you don't eat things is abundant choices because you're restricting your choices.
Yeah,
you have luxuries.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because there's like, say, Seventh-day Adventists, they're vegetarian, but they're not. I don't think that's necessarily like
it's a choice.
Yeah, everybody's looking. Yeah, the way you look at life is a choice. Yeah, everything.
It's a
but
choice,
like,
that's a luxury.
I don't think it's not necessarily a luxury.
What is it? Is it negative?
Like, but religion is a choice. Do you think that's like religion is a luxury?
Yeah.
Can you name a scenario where somebody's living without choice?
Besides like incarceration?
Well, I guess Gypsy Rose was for a while, right?
But she ultimately had a choice to free herself.
Yeah, she ultimately made a choice. But for a while,
I wouldn't say that was a luxury. Yeah,
which for a while though was the question. She was living without choice, right?
I don't know.
I feel like guys in jail have limited choices, right?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. When you have abundant choices, that's a luxury. The less choices you have, the more your poverty line starts to show, let's say.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a common sense thing. Yeah, if you're surrounded by abundance in whatever facet of life, even I feel like if you have abundance in one area, you usually have abundance in other areas. And that kind of like goes hand in hand.
If you don't have a lot of choices, but you still have choices, which is what you're saying, then is it luxury? Well, not to the people that have the abundant choices. So then that's where I'm saying is no. They still do, yes, have choices, and then that's where you get stuff like soul food and stuff, where you're creating stuff from no choice or lack of choices.
Yeah, I mean,
can see the lack of choices thing.
Just not numerous options out there, and you're doing what you can with what you have.
You're doing what you got.
I mean, like, there's a lot of, I feel like for kind of like soul food and then Filipino food, there's a lot of like parallels. It's like a lot of things like
exactly
like you see like oxtails is a staple, but like that's like generally viewed, oxtail used to be viewed as like poor people food, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And now oxtail is so expensive because they put that in restaurants. They're like, oh, it's flavorful. It's like this and that, but it's like it's expensive now. It's like people who used to eat it, they can't afford it.
seafood kind of was the same way, but like, yeah, like chicken legs and stuff. Yeah, like just soul food in general. Like, yeah. So I mean, when you have more choices, I feel like you have you're allotted more luxuries.
I mean,
fewer choices.
I think that's
fewer luxuries. So in that sense, choice is a luxury.
Okay, so like this is I'm gonna take this sentiment and say like, okay, so a lot of people are doing dry January this year.
I saw that.
Like the choice to not drink,
Luxury.
but wouldn't you say the choice to drink is a greater luxury?
Both luxuries. I wouldn't put a vastness on it. They're both luxuries.
But like also like say not somebody who's doing dry January, like they just
I don't think the choice to not drink is a luxury.
Why not?
That's like abstaining. That's abstaining from a luxury. It's a choice, but I don't think that's a luxury. Like you're abstaining from something.
It's just a choice, and I'm just saying all choices are luxuries. So I have to stick with it.
Yeah. You have to die on the hill. Yeah, so I mean, like,
because not all choices are luxuries. That would literally be like waking up as a luxury.
That's not your choice to wake up though.
It is.
Like just.
I mean, you can
just kill yourself.
You can rot in bed and stuff all day. Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I don't mean to take it super
out of
intense,
sleep.
But
like that's kind of like not a choice. You just kind of do it, right?
Well,
I don't think any of us choose to wake up.
I mean,
do you? Or that would be crazy. You're just like wake up.
I wish I didn't have to choose.
But like, you could.
That's not a choice, right?
I will just say, if we talk about luxury as the definition, it's something that is not essential but provides pleasure and comfort, or something that is desirable but expensive or hard to obtain.
Choice.
And I mean, I think
alcohol doesn't fall in any of those.
I think that comes back to like, I think you have like a particular affection for semantics, and that really depends on your definition of luxury. Whereas like it could be like, you know, a luxury car, like to have a car is a luxury, that's for sure. But like anything beyond that, like, because if you public transportation, like, is that a luxury? Because like you could just walk there.
It just levels to it all because the person on the bus, the 98 Honda Civic is luxury. The person in the 98 Honda Civic, the Mercedes is luxury.
The person on the bus, like the person who rides the bike is luxury.
You know what I mean? So it's legitimately just who's looking and who's perceiving.
Yeah, but I mean that like
it's choice is a privilege.
I don't know if that's as like some of that's luxury, but then some of it's also just like
life.
Yeah, like if somebody has no legs and they look at somebody with the legs, it's not necessarily a luxury. Like, oh wow, you have legs. To them, it is a luxury, though. I think it's more.
Or I mean, I don't know because I don't have legs, but I would feel like if I didn't have legs and I saw someone with legs, I would feel like
privilege is like different than luxury. To
me. To me, that's what I think. Okay. I think privilege, like you have like when I think about every day I wake up
with privilege luxury.
I mean, we're coming back to definitions.
They're close. They're cousins.
I feel like and like because if you have the privilege to wake up in a bed, that is also a luxury to some people, you know. But in your life, it's not necessarily a luxury, and I think that's where it comes down to like situational, and you know a lot of that. You had said the thing about dry January. I could be completely wrong.
Is this new?
No,
that's.
But I feel like not drinking is the new type of virtue signaling. Some like this, like I'm being healthy.
What does virtue signaling mean again?
That's just like kind of touting, like when you're like say veganism can be a lot of virtue signaling.
I'm
like
saving animals. What do you?
But I mean, like I don't think so because
standing on the soapbox.
Well, like in terms of alcohol consumption in America, it's actually gone down over the past like 10 or 15 years.
I think weed's gone up. That's the only thing. I think tobacco's even gone down.
But I'm just wondering, like, why do you have to? What is the reasoning behind like sharing certain things, like I'm not drinking anymore, so prominently, where like maybe you're using less plastic bags, but like that's not. It's like it just seems like the alcohol has become a really easy thing for people to be like, I'm not drinking, and now I feel amazing. I think it's
because we have a very the word is eluding me right now, but a very intertwined legacy with alcohol, or the last couple 100 years, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what you were saying is
let's go longer than that.
I mean, I think like
alcohol for a
to
long
say
time.
Like to celebrate you not drinking because like that's I mean, it's well known that alcohol is like a poison, versus like literal and like metaphorical. Like it is probably the biggest cause of death and like poverty and stuff in America.
Know that we fought to have it back, prohibition.
We didn't fight to have it back.
Well, we just continued to do it so that
they just realized that they're like, why are we not making money off this?
But that's what I'm saying.
Go
that's
back
what
to
like,
it.
But it's like, I don't think it's like
bootlegging became an all-time a real thing.
Well, to tout like that, like, oh, I haven't drank and I feel better than ever. Like that's just like a personal thing. But like, I mean, any sort of, you could take anything like of your personal experience on social media. If you're like celebrating it, like you could say that anything is like virtue signaling.
Yeah, but that's my point is like, I guess like there are so many things people can celebrate in their lives or what they do, but it seems like because so many conversations now have been about alcohol, now that's the thing to tell people that you're not doing, rather than like the multitude of other things that people could like. To me, it would be like if you were like, oh, I'm running and I'm staying on top of it, that like my running, like check that out. Like that to me is like the same type of thing. Like, oh, good job. But there's not that many people out there that feel like they're having to say that. And it just seems like it's like almost like another bingo, like, you know, thing on the bingo card of society to right now be like, oh, like I've been sober. Like, well, I mean, check me out.
Well, being sober is a lot different because, like straight edge and sobriety are different. Like a lot of times I think it comes to like, since dating Marlene, I think in terms of alcohol, I don't think I've ever questioned how much alcohol is intertwined in our everyday lives. I think that's the whole thing is like, I think most people who get sober or even just abstain from drinking, it's like, do you realize how much you drink and how much it has to do with like, if you go out with friends, like a drink here, a bar, like, it's intertwined into like our society so deeply that I think it's like
am aware of that.
To get out of that, it's like,
but why? That's my question. Why do we gotta get out of it? Why can't we be like? Why can't we adopt a new like Europe or something? Why can't we be like Italy?
Well, because of the cult of individuality in America is like and so much we're obsessed with excess. Like we don't know like. Obviously, there's alcoholism and binge drinking in Europe and other countries, but like
not that the prevalence.
Yeah, the rate at which happens in America, like at uni in other countries, like yeah, there's more drinking, but it's not to the point where there's like fraternities and hazing and people like die because of it.
It seems like it's also at an earlier age, but
yeah, because there's no like it's hard for us to moderate ourselves with anything. Whether it's eating or drinking, I think like...
I don't want to put us behind or ahead of anybody else, though. So I don't know if it's that. I think just... we just have a different culture when it comes to alcohol.
I would say...
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I think we have different culture. I think... And I'm not saying that we shouldn't... Like, I understand that when people are talking about what they... or maybe not understand, but I can see the benefit of when people are saying like I haven't drank. Somebody else can be like, oh, cool, I that's possible for me too. Like, and I think that's a good thing. I realize that we, you know, in America have a lust for certain things like alcohol and stuff like that, and it's kind of like in a way programmed through the generations. I guess like. I sometimes wonder, like, specifically in posts when people are like, you know, I stopped drinking, now my life is better than ever. I'm like, I just want to know, like, is that true? Or like,
no.
Are you feeling?
I mean, well,
did you have a problem? And then I'm like, did you have a problem? Because maybe then maybe the thing is like, oh, I had a drinking problem. I didn't realize it until I stopped drinking.
That's more likely it is like, you don't know when you're getting a sneak peek into somebody's life that they're giving you what the backstory or relationship they have with whatever they're dealing with. So it's just like, it's very misleading when you could read something and then be like, oh, well, why? Or I don't even know why. Then it leaves a person to assume stuff. But yeah, we just have a different culture when it comes to alcohol. We have an excess when it comes to it. But I feel like we also have we have in our culture a healthy relationship with it when it comes to certain things like sporting events and stuff like that. I know it's excess.
I guess
it's excess,
we
but
there's fights every single year.
No, but what's wrong with fighting?
I mean,
I don't. Literally, if you can fight with somebody and shake their hand after,
you're holding on.
Happen, like that's the ideal situation. Yeah, it's like where people are both. I think that's also with alcohol thing. Like, I think it's more of a like, yes, you get into an argument, turns into a physical altercation, and you can kind of both afterwards realize like, oh, that was stupid.
Or
like, let me say, but
we've
like that's,
this.
but that's what, but that's usually when you introduce alcohol and excessive consumption, people aren't going to have that. It just keeps going and going.
You're right.
And I think that's the whole thing.
True.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's like, we have friends with like that are functional alcoholics that never have, I think, re-examined their relationship with it. And like, where does that stem from? I think because it's
family,
so,
how you grew up. There's so many different.
It's so like accepted. Like drinking is so accepted, and it's like a daily ritual that I think we don't question that. And I think so when maybe
take it away.
Yeah, you look at yourself and examine your relationship with it, and like, oh, why do I feel the need to drink, or like so often without doing anything else? Because like even with weed, like that relationship, it's a slippery slope to where like, yeah, having like smoking once or twice a week, yeah, but then it's really easy to like smoke every day right after you get off of work. Easily. Right after you.
What you talking about, Willis?
I mean, if it's right there, definitely. Like, I think it's easy to smoke. I guess like I'm judging it from my own eyes, not from the outside world, because
you got to give people grace. Too,
I remember like last year, like I was sober for 6 months, nothing, and like I remember thinking like, should I post something? Like, but really, like,
I don't think you ever had a problem with drinking. I don't,
but that's my point. I don't think these people have a problem with drinking. So when people are like, "Oh, I've been sober for this long," I'm like, I think that's awesome, but like, did you have a problem? Like, or is it just like you're saying it because other people have been saying it, and so you want other people to know that you too have done the non-drinking thing? Like, and I'm not hating on that like as it's a bad thing, but it just kind of does seem like I want people to hear that I did this to then also get a pat on my back.
I think when people consider sobriety, I think it's much more than like, because I think you're like what you said, there's a lot more behind when somebody's saying to go sober in a society where it's so, drinking is so accepted and normalized. Like,
there's a reason.
It is like, and I think it is kind of like with AA and stuff, it's like, oh, if this person could do that,
it's obvious if you are saying you're doing this, that there's something going on. Either you have a problem with it, someone around, like there's a reason. You're not just going to be like,
because you did it and you're like, oh, I wasn't sober for 6 months. I didn't drink for 6 months. There's a difference between.
I mean, I didn't do anything for 6 months.
But there's like, there's a difference between like, oh, it's like a lifestyle. I think a lifestyle shift.
Yeah.
Rather than like, oh, I didn't do this. It's like, this is how I'm living now.
Well, it's different if you're trying to answer a question rather than save your life,
which can also be intertwined with each other.
Also could be,
because a lot of times with AA, it's like, oh, like I have so many friends that drink, and I realize I have a problem. And then if you see one of your friends is like, oh, if they could do it, I could do it too. Like I want to like it is.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I don't want to hate it on it. I don't want to hate that.
You could say it's virtue signaling and a thing, but it's kind of like you need the fellowship to like get these healthy habits to like, how can I change my lifestyle in a way that is beneficial for me?
I'm looking at everything like anxiety and depression because I know nothing about it, but I want to be accepting. So I'm just going to try to be more accepting about everything off the rip.
But also I think with like capitalism and stuff, like there's so much money to be made in those arenas. And like it's with like White Claw. I don't know if you guys saw recently that they made a non-alcoholic seltzer, so just a seltzer.
So it's just seltzer?
Yeah, it's like,
that's so funny.
Congratulations, you made like fizzy water.
Yeah, good job, guys. You did.
And it's probably going to be probably more expensive than like LaCroix or LaCroix and stuff like that. So it's interesting.
Waterloo.
Still cheaper than Perrier.
Perrier's not that expensive, actually. No.
Now I'm Perrier and white girl politicking. That's a Sarah.
Also, I don't know if you guys, you guys know Stanley, the insulated cups. Have you heard about that? Stanley stands.
I understand the craze with the cup.
Okay, so it started on TikTok.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys this video. Like people are like camping out. It's like the new.
No,
it's
I
like,
know, but for what?
It's like the new sneaker drops. It's just to have things getting like because.
But is it is just the cup, right?
Yeah, like it's their marketing is really done really well.
So are they limiting these cups?
So like they'll have like a certain shade that's only a certain color shade that's only gonna drop at Target, and people will camp out. Like you could see on like eBay, there's like certain colors or whatever editions that are going for like $500, $600, $700, $800 on eBay.
Because I just seen people giving
the
girls
pink
like
ones.
Yetis.
They were beating people up for them.
Yeah,
like
you see people scrapping. It's like
wild.
sneakers.
Yeah,
I saw a guy it was obviously a skit, but a guy gave his girl like a Yeti one, and she was like all disappointed.
And she's like,
what the fuck
"What
is
is
that?"
this?"
He's like, this was like 3 times more expensive.
Well,
I thought this is the better one.
So I don't know if you,
Stanley.
I don't know if you know about.
I don't know about nothing.
I just brought this back up so I can get the name right. So in 2020, Stanley hired Terrence Riley as their new president, who was the marketing president of Crocs that made Crocs pop.
Oh, yeah. Sean's getting conspiracy theory on it.
No, this is
like
no, Crocs is like that's a perfect.
This is why
this is going.
This is why how the Stanley thing happened. They basically were like Crocs prior was
but
only
it's also conspiracy.
Industry comfy shoe like
Crocs. You were maybe wearing them if you're a nurse or something like that in that space. They weren't cool. People were making fun of you if you were like you're kind of like a Walmart, seen on Walmart kind of snare if you're walking around with them. And then this dude basically was like, hey, let's just think about our marketing and let's do like different colors. And let's market it in a different way. Let's raise the price so people think it's actually a very important thing, like a sought after thing. And then Crocs blew up. And then basically he went over to Stanley, brought that same mentality. Stanley has had the Stanley Cup. Stanley's been around from like 1916s. And then I think in 2020 is when they actually launched that specific cup, the model cup. But there's only one color. And the dude came in and was like, let's throw some pastels on this thing. Let's see what happens if you make pastel colors of the Stanleys. And they started popping off specifically to who they started marketing them to? Women.
So is the reason that the highest paying entry level job this year is digital marketing?
Yeah, because it's every company needs it now. I think every company realizes that it's such an important thing to drive business.
Start you at like $144,000 to do digital marketing with no experience.
What blows me away is like you've seen Crocs, which were like really like I was making fun of people that wore them.
Of course.
You take what's the
UGG did the same thing.
UGG did the same thing. Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Tom's.
Yeah. Tom's
was kind of like that. They've fallen off.
Yeah,
but when they had a chokehold on who they had it.
Well, because they had a unique. That's
what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because like they did have a unique product, but it was like they
not
shifted
a unique product at all.
But I'm saying things that weren't popping to now are popping, like in the terms into like a pop culture thing. Like what's the company that Carhartt? Like Carhartt was like that. Like over like the past couple of years, it was like,
but Carhartt didn't get that was organic.
I don't know.
It shifted with the culture. It's because like
but it was late though. They've always been Dickies, Carhartt.
Yeah,
no, but just Dickies and Carhartt, along with a couple other mass produced brands, have always been big brand blanks for streetwear brands to print on. People have been printing on Carhartt, Dickie for the last 10 years. It just popped.
No, it's because they have Carhartt Whip. It's because they brought in somebody and they're taking takes
I'm talking about
no, but I get what you're saying, but that's different to me because what you're saying is the product was already there. Some dude brought it in to make it.
But that's what they do with Carhartt.
That's exactly the same thing.
Carhartt popped though on an independent thing, and they brought someone that probably saw it popping over here and said, "Let's just link with these."
No, it's it's a workwear staple.
Yes,
blanks, everything. But no, like it was Carhartt Whip and the marketing that they brought with that to like reposition themselves. Like, okay, we're gonna take all our textiles, all our sourcing, and then we're gonna like make it like. Just do slight different silhouettes, like do a little more like experimental, exciting.
But I'm
to
saying
get like
people
the culture
were
behind
already
it.
doing stuff with Carhartt. individually.
But people are already doing stuff with Stanley individually and Crocs individually. In terms of like for a hot minute, Crocs were like the only shoe worn by nurses and stuff. They were popping
chefs.
in that specific realm. With Stanley, they've been around since the 1915s. So like
Carhartt is construction shit.
yeah, but what I mean is they brought somebody in to market it differently. I don't know if you remember, but like 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, the Carhartt beanies and women. Every single woman would have a Carhartt beanie,
overalls.
and the overalls. And because they started doing marketing with people wearing like with a different clientele, like a different look for those people to bring in new marketing. That's kind of like what I'm saying with Stanley is like they were like, we can keep on selling these as like a tough neck kind of Stanley, keep your soup warm. That's what the thermos the kind of thing, like super old long term. And they're like, oh well, we can also pivot and be like, this is a stay-at-home mom cup kind of thing.
Yeah, like there's people that collect. Like I saw this
like Beanie
TikTok
Babies.
where it's like has like this woman has like all the shades and she names off each one the name.
All
of
the
the
Rancho
shade.
girls have every Starbucks cup. They got like 50.
Well, yeah,
Starbucks.
It's that same thing that drives it. It's like, oh, like there's a new drop for the season. Like I want to get that Starbucks cup, and it's like it's all consumerism, but it's no different than sneakers and stuff like that. Oh, you get the same dunk in like every color, same
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not mad at it.
It's interesting. It's just seeing that shit pop off. Like I saw this woman, her car literally burned down. I don't know if you saw it, but like she had a Stanley cup in it in the cup holder.
Oh, I did see that.
and it was fine. And
Yeah.
like after everything burned down, the water was still cold in it. And then so Stanley reached out and they were like, we don't usually do this and probably never will again, but we want to obviously replace your cup, but we're going to replace your car too. And like they just got like, it is the genius marketing, like just to take things into a different, like,
Who did that? Toyota did that for the dude who hit $1 million in a car.
Oh yeah.
It was some, I don't know if it was Toyota, but it was some company. He hit
think
$1
it was
million. Maybe it was Volvo. I think it was Volvo.
Was it? Because I
It was
remember
Volvo.
there was a Toyota Tundra that hit $1 million.
It was Volvo that did though. They gave a guy a new like S90 or whatever he had.
but that's
for
like
hitting $1 million.
but that's like, it's a car and you're giving him a new car, but this is like,
Here's a perfect
taking
quote
things-
though. This is one of the people that worked with the branding and everything with Stanley. They say, even if you are a men's clothing line, no matter what you are, if you're not finding a way to speak to the 20 to the 50-year-old female, you're missing the mark, because those are the buyers of our economy. They buy for their families, they buy for their husbands, they buy for their kids, they buy for their businesses. And I think that's what Stanley specifically did. But I feel like maybe, that's kind of what I assume Carhartt might have done. But it's like looking at like the actual market, and you've talked about like who's buying stuff really, and be like we were talking about with merch earlier, who's buying a weekend T-shirt?
Females.
Yeah.
The exact demographic they just gave you is exact what I'm talking about.
So here's a nuts thing to go with the Stanley thing. Their annual sales rose from 75 million a year to 750 million a year.
from when to when?
In 1 year.
Fudge.
Yeah. Or no,
sure he got a
in
bonus.
3
Whole
years. Sorry, in 3 years. 2020.
That's still
2020.
crazy. That's still crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Nuts.
But yeah, Yeti. I feel like Yeti blew up when they had the coolers and stuff because they're the overpriced coolers. But
Yeah.
When everything initially gets that blow up,
That
it's,
hype.
it's from like the pop culture, but then it just sustains. So now Stanley's just gonna go back to like, it's not gonna go away, but people still that's just gonna be the new staple.
it's gonna be the
Mug.
new thing.
That's gonna be the
It's
mug.
gonna
Like
be
everyone.
the mom with the stroller mug.
Yep.
With the vodka and whatever is in the middle of the day. Sorry, I grew up in the suburbs.
Vodka's strong. Maybe
Kahlua?
just
And
wine.
coffee?
Just wine in there.
Oh yeah, wine for sure,
Early though, yeah.
bro.
I
That's what you're talking about with alcohol.
definitely know for that.
Early, it don't matter. I went to school with this girl and like she had like the coffee cup, but it'd be full of wine. It'd be like Franzia.
No,
Ooh.
And she's just like that's just her life. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like,
I mean, I smoke a lot.
do you weed? Crazy. I didn't know that.
You go through like.
Yeah, so what's your consumption
8
pattern like?
grams?
In a week,
Yeah,
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
Did anything slow down after Sober October? Or are you back to your regular
Drinking.
levels? No, like I mean, in terms of cannabis.
Not at all. Actually, yes. I got no. So I'm probably weaning back on flower because I'm starting to smoke extract again.
Oh.
I got like a dab rig.
Oh. What made you want to like change your habits or
smell?
In your car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, dab rig for your car?
No, the dab rig. Well, it is in my car. It's electric. No, it's electric. Yeah, it's electric.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the way to go.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like electric.
Even for home, like electric, like
electric. You load it up.
I guess it's technically healthier on the lungs.
Cool.
Yeah,
it's got water.
It?
It's got water.
It is
too,
less like the combustion, like all the bad stuff from combustion.
The smell, like I don't know. I don't want to have any problems with cops or nothing. I've been lucky as it is. So,
our last week's conversation got to you.
What happened last week?
When I was talking about it's your choice to step into your car and if some
I'm making a wiser choice.
Yeah,
so my car won't smell as loud.
Yeah, it's quieter.
I'll also be riding dirty, but it's quiet.
But yeah, those electric like. Was it cool, nails and stuff? Like those are
it's cool. It's cool.
And like I think we were talking about it. This was a while ago, but it's like anything you need to use a blowtorch for, kind of sus. No?
Yeah, I was just like
first time ever watching that. I'm like, yo, what are we doing?
Well, because I haven't smoked extracts in fucking 3-4 years, like
regularly. Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? Like they're cheap again, like or not again. They're cheap now,
and it's like higher quality.
It's way higher quality. Yeah. Like the shit
from
we were
when you were doing it back in the day.
We were making fire, but now the shit like we were making is just like the regular schmegular stuff.
They don't even have like that black tar heroin looking stuff.
No,
anymore.
That's why we thought we were balling because we were making that stuff that glittered gold. It was like reflective, kind of looking glittery because it was. But no, yeah, that's just.
But now the stuff you like, I mean, the really
regular.
Nice stuff. It's like it's like damn near pure. Like it seems like it's almost healthy for you.
I got some diamonds. And
that's like a luxury right there. That's a luxury.
It was a choice.
It's like the caviar stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, it was fire. It's super fire. But yeah, the smell. Like honestly, I kind of want to stop smoking the Black and Mild bowls.
Good I back that for you.
I don't care if you're virtual signaling. I think that I back that. Just like, because Marlene she doesn't really, she used to smoke like, I think she said like 6-7 cigarettes a day.
Shit.
And she said when she wanted to like, that's not even that much for like a smoker.
Yeah, no.
That's like, people do pack a day easy. But then she was like, when she turned 30, she's like, I want to stop smoking. And I was like, yeah, I'm totally admire that,
There's a lot of things like.
And it's like, if you want to do stuff like, you don't have to totally stop that forever, but if you want to do that, just like, I feel like once, you just do that once in a while and stuff.
Yeah, it's just like, exactly. I don't ever like to be like, I don't do anything for that fact, because I don't want to be like the person like, I don't do this, and then you see me doing it.
Yeah.
I just,
you don't want that totality of.
I've never liked that. So I just, if I don't do something, I just won't say anything. I just won't do it.
Yeah. Now it's like, we'll share a cigarette, like, maybe once, twice a week or something. And
cigarettes, like, it's just whatever. Like, I will, if I'm, like, obviously in Europe again, I'll smoke heavy. But, like, over here, it's just, like, for why?
Yeah, you're going to come prepared next trip, though.
Jeez. Hot sauce.
Oh, I already looked that up. Like,
just going to hot sauce?
Yeah, like travel hot sauces.
Oh, like
less than 8 ounces.
Well, you can only bring less than 3 ounces.
3.
But like they have like the little Tabasco sauce ones.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't necessarily like Tabasco. I like Red Rooster and Crystal better.
That's better, yeah.
And then but I really want like a small like travel size like Tapatio.
I mean, you could just get a little bottle and just pour it in
just
there.
The little,
just have your own.
Like in your toiletries. What the is this?
What's this red stuff?
Tapatio.
Don't worry about it.
I carry it in my bag.
On the marijuana tip, I don't know if you had heard, but teens and teen marijuana use is like triggering like a huge increase in teen psychosis. And like the link is like where like you were a teen smoking 7%, like, and now you can basically, if you're smoking 15, that's the low, like, and most things are like 25 to 33 in the realm. And you have kids that don't like Gen Zs and alphas. Is that what it is?
Yeah, Gen Alpha. But those are like young. Yeah.
But anyway, they drink less, like you were saying. But then you also, I think you said like people smoke more, and like the kids smoke more because you have a lot of parents smoking, and being like, oh, it's okay. Like, everything's okay. It's harmless, because there is a sense of it not being addictive, harmless. But because there are these higher levels and the brain still like developing.
And it hasn't been used to those lower levels.
And it hasn't been used to those lower levels, that you basically have like, it's like a 50% increase in teen psychosis.
And what psychosis?
It's psychotic episode. So, I mean, it can be any like panic.
That's like bad trip.
Yeah. It's like a bad trip. Like panic attack, distorted reality.
There's about 50% more babies in the world. You're right.
Well, also, too,
percentages don't work that way, but like for sure, it doesn't work that way.
Well, I think also, to your point, is like there's a lot more like anxiety and depression too.
Yeah.
Among teens, like especially within the last like 5 years. So it's like, that makes a lot of sense.
And I think a lot of it, I mean, like,
I think it's access. I think it's obviously smoking. I think it's a whole proponent. It's like a what's that movie with George Clooney? Perfect
Thank you for
Storm.
smoking. Oh.
George Clooney and Ben Affleck.
Oh, Ocean's 11. Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Yeah. None of them lived. Oh, that was so sad. But yeah, it's exactly like you have younger kids. You have a lot more outside
Influence.
Yeah, and a lot more like just like
Normalization.
noise, right? You have a lot more noise into it, so like that extends like anxiety and depression, just because of like
Exposure.
Yeah, and then you smoke on top of that, and you don't have any tools to handle, any spiraling. Like, I'm not saying that we all three up here like have some like a strength of being like, I'm never going to get anxious, but there's a sense of like when it happens, you hopefully have some tools and you know how to like deal with it and stuff like that.
Oh, also slight interjection. Gypsy Rose got no therapeutic help when she was in jail. She didn't meet the requirements.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
There's requirements for therapeutic help?
Of course.
I feel like they
That's
could give it to
crazy.
anybody.
That's nuts.
That's
really
shortcoming
that's
of the
fucking problematic.
So her
system.
parole
What?
is that she can't be in the state. So the state kicked her out. So she can't be in the state that it happened
It's
in.
like Wisconsin or some shit?
Exactly, or Missouri or something like that.
Wisconsin.
And that she has to go to
Therapy after.
Therapy?
But
So
in jail,
They never gave her therapy in jail for the 7
she
years.
didn't meet the
That's so
requirements.
crazy.
I'm not saying that
What the fuck are the
she didn't meet the
requirements?
requirements.
She's like, you actually have to have committed the murder to yourself.
Yeah, for
She
real.
didn't
Get
meet
it,
the
but it's like,
requirements. I just thought that was I just wanted to let you
That's
guys know.
crazy. Because on that tip, I mean, if government programs are
So yes, they're not there to help you. Because
Deciding-
obviously,
yes.
this is the one person we can almost
Say she needs
100%
help.
collectively as
say,
a world.
you're
say,
going to need some
she
help
needs
after
help.
this. Yeah. And,
And then
you didn't
our
get it.
government.
Not only did you sit on what happened for 7 years in jail
you
without
just
help,
let her out.
but then you let her out knowing that you never helped her, and now you
Media
expect-
storms. They're passing bills off of Gypsy Rose's name right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, getting back into society with like all that attention on like every move you make, every breath you take, they'll be watching you
And
Ooh.
and
Sting.
you got like
when I pee.
like I think millennials have at least a little bit more patience than Gen Z and Alpha, because like we had 56K dial up. We had the reality of
Wait
like
for
things
stuff.
not being super instant, but the more and more instant things are, people take that as a normalcy. And specifically with therapy, there's a huge idea that a lot of people can go to like 4 sessions and all their shit's going to be fixed. And yeah, it's like, that's not at all how it works. And like, it takes like, it's not like you have to work for it. You have to dive into it too, kind of thing. And so I feel like a lot of people maybe start for like looking for a resolution, and they don't get it, because like, I didn't get my
Maybe
quick
that's why
fix.
Sean doesn't like New Year's resolutions.
I just don't want to see people let themselves down.
Well, that's why we got that how to hack your New Year's resolutions video up.
Yeah.
We should charge for that.
I mean,
Josh
really
and I get
should.
5%. We were there.
Yeah, for sure. I don't care.
Oh.
If I'm getting 90%, that sounds pretty great. 90% of zero is, awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I'll take 10% of zero actually.
Yeah, dude. You guys can have 50% each.
Dang, so generous.
Yeah, I don't even have anything at that point.
Cool.
Yeah, so generous. But yeah, I do wonder like what, like, because we were talking about cocaine, or the legalizing cocaine in Switzerland, and there's a sense. I mean, I think we were talking about like you really can't make stronger you can have really good cocaine, but it can only get to a point where you're just like,
it's like you have to kind of dumb it down. Actually, like,
yeah. It's like you're not really
shit myself.
Yeah, the pure stuff we like, that's rare.
Yeah, and you're not gonna. And even if you did it, like, it's not like somebody's gonna come out and be like, "This is the pure extracted pure." Like, no.
Well, it's like what you're saying too. At this point, maybe we want the little chop suey. Maybe we don't.
I stepped on a little bit.
Yo.
You know,
Maybe one little.
So
chop
depending
suey.
on what you.
I bought weed this week, and I bought Top Shelf, and I bought 2 shitty ass things because I'm like, this is what I actually want to like.
What's the shit?
No, it wasn't. It's it's
Decent.
still decent, but it was like 22% compared to 35%.
What was the fire?
It's fire. But it's also
that's the
unnecessary fire.
That is
dude.
necessary, bro.
No, I don't agree.
Look at the
I don't agree.
target audience for the fire.
Yeah.
It's
For the
necessary.
fire.
I don't agree.
We can get to 60%.
90 on extracts.
I'm saying on
Oh,
flour.
on flour. Yeah,
I feel like it can get to 50% on flour, and that's.
But that's
where
also misleading the percentages because it's like a really good batch of like 25% can be just as strong as like a 35%.
Well, it's
too.
cannabinoids, and it's CBD to THC,
Deltas and whatnot.
C whatever the other one was, but it's
CMT.
CBDA.
Yeah.
It's basically, however,
Or CBN.
your
THCA.
body metabolizes however you ingested the weed, and then whatever it's more prevalent in the strain. So, say like a sativa, where you would think is a really psychoactive mind racer. Most good sativas are like all the OGs.
Yeah.
That's a real sativa.
That's one of the ones I actually
OG
bought.
Kush.
Yeah.
Like all that is a sativa dominant hybrid.
Yeah.
Nothing's like straight.
Yeah.
It's a sativa dominant hybrid. But it gives you the body euphoria just as much because of the high CBDs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you smoke it, you don't necessarily only feel the mind, you get the body, so you don't just think I'm twacked out.
Yeah, I can't be in the
Well,
brain.
I remember you remember Chronic and shit like
Perps,
Fuck yeah.
Chronic. We were
well,
calling
like
perps
when
wets.
stuff was like not even colored, but it was just green, like a nice.
Shout out
bright
to homie,
green.
you know who you are. Had me on a credit card back in the day. Had credit.
I feel like I even bad tripped on that stuff like back.
Oh,
I
for
remember like
sure.
I'm like
He was the one who gave me my first Master Kush.
Yeah,
and it was
you can't.
bruh.
You walked out so fun. You're like, he gave me this thing called Kush.
No, because he's because he's the homie. He's not trying to sell. He's like, dude, I got a quarter of this. This is what it cost me. This is what I'm selling it to you. The exact same price. I can't break it down because it's not for sale. You have to try this. And I was like, for sure. And this was like, I was getting like grams off for like $10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sure, no worries. How much is it? He's like, it's $25 for a gram. I was like, what the heck? And this is like 06 probably. It was whenever the first Batman came out. And yeah,
Damn.
we smoked that shit. And
the first. Oh, I was like
the first whatever
The first
of
Nolan
the trilogy,
one, the Christopher Nolan one.
Christopher Nolan,
Yeah.
And we went and smoked and saw that Batman, but yeah, no, it was we all hit it maybe once and we were
gone.
gone, dude.
It's a skull.
Might as well call that spaceship.
Gone. Good old days.
Yeah, if any kids are watching this, maybe just limit yourself
Or
to
get
that
get
20%.
that get that. They only get the house shake.
Oh yeah.
It'll do the
No,
job.
the house shake it's been on the floor. Let me tell you from working in a dispensary.
Sweep up. You get some
Because you
carpet-
see
some
like
get some
weed.
hairs and that shit.
well, like because like. I mean,
no,
I
no.
think from a nicer place, like the house shake is probably better than like those like unlicensed places.
What
where,
you would want from a house shake to be is house shake.
yeah,
But what you normally get is the shake of the shit.
where it's like stepped on, where it's literally stepped on
It's
by people's
been-
shoes and shit
it's-
like
it's
that.
like-
Well, you see at those unlicensed places, like the way that they treat the flowers, like they're pouring it everywhere. It's everywhere, and then they just like probably brush on the floor, and then
This is just a melange of flavors, bro. You want this like
this is called the salad.
This carpet
This is a
weed.
rainbow salad right here.
Bruh, that was like the bud tender's delicacy. All the broken stems they pulled off the buds because they're freaking clipping mad nugs still, and they're just smoking that shit after.
Yeah, thanks a lot to myself.
Yeah, because it's going in the trash.
You think like the ability that you have to like access weed and so easily is what would sway you from like living maybe like abroad, like living abroad, not just like visiting, but like
No, I feel like anywhere I would move, and there's a lot of places, it's pretty accessible. Because I've felt like
what about Italy?
I heard you. I heard the throat.
I could bring seeds.
I guess.
Well, you would know how to raise it from the
from
seed stem.
Bring some seeds and,
and plus like
hydroponically grow it.
Like Amsterdam, you just like take a train over, bring it back.
Would you try to bring weed to like UAE, like
where's that?
Arab Emirates or like
No.
Or like
somewhere where my hand get cut off? No.
That's a line you would not cross.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Well,
that's just beyond me.
You know, you say that kind of thing about because people, you're aware. So this funny thing happened over the summer is that all of these footballers, these soccer players,
top shelf footy.
That's what they did. And
no. But the soccer players, top players, got paid. They got bought by the Saudi League, right?
Hundreds of millions. I think Saudi League spent over $1 billion on bringing people in for.
I gotta go, but keep on going.
And now it's 6 months, 4 months into it, whatever. I think 6 months. At least 8 of the big names, including like Benzema, which is a big name, Firmino, which is a big name. A lot of these guys are like, we want out. We don't like it. We are having a hard time living with their rules.
You don't say.
So now we want out of these.
Well, wait. Did you guys sign a contract?
They all signed a contract.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So so take for instance.
So I should feel bad for them for.
No, you shouldn't feel bad. I think
they still got a bag even just from their.
You didn't even let me get it all out.
Well, no,
so I should feel bad for professional athletes who knew where they were going.
Yeah.
Took substantially more money to go there.
Insane amounts.
And now are crying because it's everything they expected and more.
I mean, I don't think you should feel bad for him. What I think is funny is that this just proves, to me at least, as a viewer of the sport and sports, that Saudi leagues don't work.
They work if you're Saudi or Muslim.
Or you have to be, yeah. But like,
or Orthodox Jew.
So Benzema,
sounds racist.
He's French. He played on Real Madrid, huge name. He's 35, so he's older. He went to Al Nassr, 60 million or something like that, a lot. 15 is now he's being sold for. So they're all of these players that don't want to play there anymore, and they don't want to play. So usually when a player does that, a lot of times they get benched, or it's like that. All of them now are losing money, and like it's funny.
What should happen?
I don't care.
No, I'm saying it's what should happen.
Oh, yeah, totally. Because like the things that people are like, it's too hot. I'm like, what did you expect? What did you expect?
I think nobody feels bad for these people.
No, you can't feel bad.
These guys knew where they were going.
Yeah.
Took well over their pay to go there,
and took their families. And I'm like, if your family feels uncomfortable, let's talk about you and your decision to choose money over.
Like I said before, we want to not hold people
have your cake and eat it too.
We want to not be accountable for some decisions we make.
I love it. It makes me laugh, dude. I'm like, these people
sometimes we don't want to be held to the same standards. We want to hold people to.
You see people like with basically their tail between their legs, trying to come back to like big leagues. They're like, one of the comments was like, I can't believe I'm only playing for 7,000 people. I'm like, how many people did you think were going to be coming out to?
It's just hot. Even the people that live there know it's
they're like,
hot.
I'm not going to.
Why do you think you were taking the biggest bag of your life to go just build a league? Basically, who cares
100%.
whatever happened? You got the biggest bag of your life.
And you know that they're not like. The growth potential has got to be limited.
It's so small.
The audience is like
so
not
small.
big.
They seem like they're all probably millennials or below millennials, Gen A'ers or
they're
alpha doggers.
They're like most of these guys are 32 plus.
Because they have the name, but they are like have already past their peak in their ability,
easily. Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm like, damn, y'all were blinded that much by the dollar. Like you were blinded that they
so
were
much luxury,
no,
so much choice.
They feel like they didn't know it was real. They weren't blind,
or maybe they thought,
did not know it was real.
I feel like maybe they thought that that
girl from
Ipanema
goes walking. No, the girl from that stupid movie with the deer. How did she not know the world was ending? People, how do we not?
Because she's 7. she should know things. No, but it's like I think they were under
Cat
the
Williams was
impression
reading
that
at 3.
with all that luxury and money that they're surrounded by, that they could live their current lifestyle over there. They thought it would just be straight up
They thought it'd
transplant.
be
I
But
just
it's like
watched a couple YouTube videos. Maybe that would have helped him out.
Read a shitty Wikipedia page about it. Like it was
No
told you.
sympathy.
No,
Next
no sympathy at all.
Sorry, boys. Go play football or go
I
swim in the sand.
I mean, I'm happy about it because
do
getting
justice.
back.
yeah, it means that they're going to go back to other things, but also it means that
LAFC is going to buy one of them.
well, I mean, it shows that money won't change the fact that you're of where the league is. Like it's like you can pay somebody a shit ton of money, but like
Kind of like when Ebro came to Galaxy, he's like, "You're still better than 90% of these players." Like,
easily, yeah,
you're still like
yeah.
playing at a high level.
Is
and-
Mbappe leaving?
Oh, he wants to leave.
But his
PSG.
paycheck was way too high.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll end up leaving PSG. I think
He's gonna go to Real.
I think he'll go to Real. Yeah. They have a lot of money. So, but I just think it's funny. I think the Saudi League is now gonna flop. I just don't think. I mean, I don't really. It's not like something that's world news. Like, oh my god, now things are. There's peace in the Middle East or something like that. But
Well, like, because I think MLS is derided by a lot of European fans, but at least like it's growing organically. They're not
Yeah.
just buying like
Yeah.
all the players that they can. Like they just don't have the budget for that. But
we
it's
don't
like,
got that
there's
Saudi
like,
prince money.
Yeah, there's like
We
academy
just do
system.
it strategically. We
Totally.
just blow the bag every 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually it. Really.
But it's
Save
like
up, save up,
it
save up,
it
save
has
up.
it has
Blow
like yeah.
that
There's
bag.
We just blow the bag every 10 years.
there's
Yeah.
a positive there's a positive result of spending so much money. Like Messi, like that grew the sport just in
100%.
one person. Yeah,
Huge. Beckham, huge.
yeah.
Yeah, which still, if y'all haven't watched that Beckham special,
still
you
haven't
should have.
seen
It's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah, especially that. I forgot to say when I ended it when he was talking about the whole MLS thing. It's crazy. Like
They were looking at MLS like the Saudi League.
they really were that. Yeah, and it was Wild Westy, like completely like.
I don't run it past the Saudis. I just they need 5 more years to figure it out.
Because just to make their league work, they change all of their laws.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they make like little
Climate change.
that they grow trees and then they make sanctions like areas where stadiums are. Yeah.
They're like, this is the non-Muslim area. That'd be awkward. That
Muslim.
seems. What'd you call it?
Guzzlem.
Might have to
I'm not
work
sure
on
what
that.
is. That sounds a little
that-
disrespectful, I'd say.
Not languaging. You sad that your boy Morant's out for the season
He still can put up one shooter.
with the limp
He
Was
can
it a
still do
knee or
one-
a shoulder? Shoulder injury.
shoulder? Oh, shoulder. Yeah.
shoulder? It's cool. He needs a little rest. Get his mind right.
After
After getting his
After
mind
not-
right for like however long.
You see Adam Silver talk Draymond out of retiring?
yeah.
He shouldn't have done that.
Do you think what Draymond said about Adam Silver is true? He said that he was like a great
Which was more
commissioner.
my question.
He says he's a great commissioner. He really cares
I feel
about
like
the
he's talked
players.
trash on him before.
I exactly. To me, it seemed like
I mean, let's just be
plant.
honest. Can any of us go on national TV?
in general, no.
But if we could and did regularly, would any of us feel comfortable after just being suspended?
To badmouth somebody?
Going and talking shit about.
Nah.
So whatever was said,
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Yeah. I know
whatever was said.
it was interesting. He's like, he cried, I cried. Oh, that's what Kerr said.
That's
Kerr-
why I didn't take too much of it
I was
seriously.
like,
'cause I'm
what?
like, well, whatever he's saying, this is all extra PR, but they obviously talked. I don't know if this guy really talked you out of retirement.
I mean, but also like on his
Yeah.
end, it's like, do you want to end your career on that note? Like that's you get suspended, and that's the end of you. Like that's
Yeah.
what people will know. I mean, because like look at the Warriors are just like
Falling
they're
apart.
struggling. Like they
Flounder.
they stuck with the same people and the same
That's
system,
Kerr's
same coach,
fault, man.
everything.
Agreed.
Yeah, they haven't changed. Like yeah, they're
He
good.
broke the streak.
They're still good, but it's like the league has changed.
broke the
strategy.
What's the streak?
We talked about sports.
Oh yeah, like last week we didn't talk about sports
Oh, we
at
did.
all.
Wow.
Didn't even think about it.
That's not true. Somebody thought about it.
We thought about it,
Somewhere in there.
but I didn't say nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, because we're not a sports podcast, so.
Not anymore.
We're not a monolith.
We're a megalith.
Are you guys like? Have you guys been watching anything lately this past week? Listening to anything?
21 Savage, he done killed it. Turned up the game, baby. Appreciate that.
That track with Metro and. Or are you talking about?
No, he put a whole album out.
Oh, I haven't turned that one. I just heard that track.
God. He's got Travis on there. He's got Future on there. He's got Young Thug on there. He's got Doja Cat on there. He's got everybody.
But isn't that? Did you see that?
I sent it to you.
The Mos Def.
I didn't send you that.
No, like it was the Mos Def like interview. Like, oh, is Drake pop or is Drake hip hop or rap or something?
He's pop.
And but like kind of. To what you're saying is like you're saying Future, but they're on like everybody's albums too at the same time, isn't it?
But
not necessarily good, but like.
But I don't disregard them being on this project because Future and Future, Thug, and 21 are all like from Atlanta.
No, not that, but it's like kind of like.
So I don't like, and then all the other ones like Travis, they fuck with each other. Obviously Metro is Atlanta, so
no, I'm not like not at all because like I haven't even listened to it.
I get what
like
you're saying.
it's kind of like a recycled thing, like how Coachella used to be this like monolith of like this is like what's popping in music right now, and then now it's just another festival, right? And like in hip hop, I remember like, did you see that clip with Mos Def being asked like, oh, is Drake hip hop? And he called him like he's pop. He's like going to Target and you hear Drake song. It's like,
and you got to give him a little more credit though because he did answer by saying first, basically like it's a loaded question.
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah.
He's like it's kind of like, and he's like he says he feels like it's good shopping music.
Well, I think more.
You can spend money to it.
What was intriguing to me was the end of his like.
Yeah,
can you see the columns collapsing?
Yeah.
Like, can this like system, this like industry, like how much farther can it go on what it is like without like
copy paste?
just
I don't know how long,
diluting itself and like like,
but I feel like it's diluted in the sense of what it's, I guess mainstream is diluted, but there's so much better out there right now too in the genre.
Exactly. Like
I feel like there's the best hip hop going on right now.
Well, like you were saying,
ever been.
There's like five people at the top,
if
kind
that,
of
yeah.
ish. But then it's like.
Because Kendrick don't even put out music.
Well, it is just like, it's swinging. The pendulum is again, it's swinging one way into the other. Like it's going to have to reinvent itself, or like the people are going to like have to come forward to carry that torch.
I feel like hip hop's getting a little more lyrical again.
Yeah,
I think 10 years ago, when you had like Watch the Throne, you had at that point also.
That was like the peak of like electronic rap.
But like at that point, you had, I guess big names around that time were probably still like Meek Mill and Big Sean and
Lil
like
Wayne.
Rick Ross, like that kind of thing. And then you had the up and comer names. So you knew that there was a young Kendrick, a young Cole, and there was Drake, and like they were getting big. Like they were getting big. I feel like right now there's nobody
getting big
like that. I feel like there's no like up.
All the getting bigs, rest in peace.
Like, I guess
I feel like Mac had the like if he would have had
Mac Miller
one more album,
yeah,
he would have been like
Juice.
In the conversation. He would have been looked at as like this generation is like Eminem. Like is he one of the greatest rappers? Even though he's like,
I think Mac Miller to me like also would have broken the white stereotype.
But that's what I'm saying. Man. Like an Eminem, like he would have been like. He would have been in the conversation.
The Great White Hope.
He would have been the next Great White Hope because it's not going to be Jack Harlow. Like
it's not going to be Macklemore.
Because they're all like they're all the same. Like they're all like copy. Like they're all the same. Like type shit. Mac Miller, Juice WRLD really could have he could have been someone that could have held up for the new young kids. Like
people love Triple X.
Him too though. He could really like rap.
Yeah,
he had passion for the shit. Like.
Yeah, like as problematic as his life was, like considering all circumstances, but like his music, that last album was
so
unreal.
Good.
It was unreal.
But that's what I'm saying. So yes, I will say it at the moment, but it's because we can consume more. We don't have that like one or two that's sticking. But I also feel like the talent level for like just good, beside the like pop and mainstream, is so much higher.
Yeah, because like people have to like this is already being done, so like how can we do it? Like
when we heard like Black Odyssey, like that's kind of like you kind of like
man, that first album.
But that's what I'm saying. You're getting a lot of that pop up. Where it's like, ooh, this is like they're infusing all kinds of shit in here, and like a Shmino or like, you know what I mean?
Well, like
Shmino's
it's not all hits that he's doing, and they're not all great. But Yachty's doing something different. He's got a song with Faye Webster out. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
No, but it's like there's definitely it's gonna keep going, and obviously every generation says the same thing. Like, oh, this is the end. This is it. Hip hop is probably like the youngest genre that's mainstream.
Out? Yeah.
Because it's still younger than electronic music, which I would feel is the next.
Maybe reggaeton.
Yeah, I just don't consider that like American, even though it's American. But yeah,
talking Bad Bunny.
No, but he's not even from over here. But reggaeton. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like that. Like, either we have a new genre pop off, or something already here gets bigger, like a new resurgence of rock, or something. Rap takes up again, because right now it's like a lull. Like everything's big.
Yeah, because like there was a little bit of like a Tame Impala influence, like rock resurgence in that psychedelic kind of thing going on, but that's like very minor compared to.
It was minor in comparison,
and it's like that's like if you're making that
on the mainstream level,
part, you're going to kind of obviously be influenced
like the quietest right now, because country is fucking loud.
Yeah,
I've been listening to
country's
like Zach Bryan's
country's louder than country's the biggest
song you put on.
Country's
I was like, I kind of like it.
Then like,
that one.
Then like hip hop is I would feel next, and then like pop, and then maybe rock well below. But like,
yeah, I think rock too has a hard time because it's
all been done before too.
It's been done, but also like there's such a prominent focus on the character that's presenting the music, and like in rock, like
that's why rap worked and popped off when it did, because it's like a solo entity. I can care about one person,
and that's why Tame Impala works too, because mainly it's just one. Yeah,
well, it is one person. Yeah. We know it's a band, but we don't know who the band is.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Just like the Gorillas, like it's all like been sprinkled in there. Like we know who it is, but we really just know it's the dude from Blur.
Yeah. I like Eric the Architect put up a couple new songs.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's so many of these dudes that are like
really good.
Yeah, it's just like I feel like I don't call it underground, but it is underground. I feel like underground is the biggest and the best it's ever been for hip-hop.
I think like underground is kind of like almost like an outdated term now, because it's like nothing's underground, because
nothing's
it's
underground.
Like if it's on Spotify, it's not underground. People are listening to it like
fast.
Something with like a million.
The last underground we had was the SoundCloud era.
Well, yeah,
and that was stuff that was solely on SoundCloud.
If it's like if you have 1 million listeners a month,
fucking big.
Like a lot of people, most people don't know of you. You're huge still.
You probably can, you're playing shows. If 1 million people, or you can book a show.
Yeah, like you could do an American tour.
Yeah, you
could like 1 million.
Yeah, with
like,
you
monthly listeners
for sure. Off 1 million plays, you could book a tour
easily.
Especially in today's day, because 1 million plays is a lot. Like, it's not a lot, but it's numbers.
Kali Uchis put out a new album.
She's pregnant.
Oh, is she?
She's about to pop pregnant. Like, she was keeping under wraps, and it's Don Tolliver's.
Really?
They've been together forever.
That's cool though.
Yeah, Don Tolliver's. Yeah,
so that new baby. I think it's
baby girl.
Orquídea.
She's cool too, because she says she flip flopped. So this is a English album.
No.
So it's
majorities in Spanish.
So this is her Spanish album.
I think she like there's English on it, but like it's majority Spanish.
No, she says she goes back and forth. So whatever album she just put out is like a majority one, and then she says she's going to drop her next album will be a majority the other. So basically, like say her first one was English. That's what it was. First one was English. This one's probably Spanish because it's the second one. So her third one's going to be majority English, and she's going to go back to Spanish.
Well, like this album, it's dope. Like it's got some. It's got Peso Plumas on one of them, but like I think it's really strong. It's at least like half of them are fire. Like half of them are bangers. Like
she's avid about writing her own lyrics.
Yeah, and it's dope. Really good. Like it's got some dancey stuff. It's got some like really traditional like.
Her jump was getting like doing music videos. She was like
she
directed music videos.
Yeah, she was
back in the day when she was like real young.
She was with like did that joint with like Tyler.
Before Tyler, I think Snoop recognized her from something before Tyler got a wind of her.
She's from like North VA.
Exactly. Somewhere. Yeah. Exactly.
Really?
She's not from. Yeah. She's not
She's
from out here.
spent her time in between like Colombia and like North.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah. And then she said she came out here when she was like to Cali when she was like 16 or something like that.
Well,
She has a very Cali sound, like a very like.
Well, she's been out here for a minute, and that's what she said. That's why Snoop liked her, because her aesthetic when she was in wherever she was very like lowrider,
California,
Chicano,
like
yeah,
Chicano.
and like that's how Snoop like took affinity to her. And she's like, oh, I directed the video too. So maybe it'll been the video she did her own music to. And he's like, oh, what? Came out, linked up, and then she linked up with Tyler, and then
what?
Yeah, it's a good album. I suggest anybody listen to it, even if you don't
she's
like
dope. No,
understand
she's super
Spanish.
dope.
Like you'll get the vibes.
She's
for sure.
super dope. I love her. She's beautiful too.
I got a TV rec for y'all.
What
Let me
is
hear
it?
it.
The Brothers Soon.
I haven't watched
I
it
want to
yet.
see it. I've been recommended it all
I
week.
binged it like me and Marlene binged in like 2-3 days.
It's
like
got just
on a
enough
weekend.
paranormal or whatever outwardly world stuff because it's like demons in there and shit, right?
No.
Vampires?
No.
What is
it's
it?
all
Werewolves?
it's all grounded, but it's like it's got like it was a nice palate cleanser from like that was my first action thing from seeing like Rebel Moon to go to that. Like it's cool because it's set in like LA
right? Yeah.
and Taiwan, like Taipei.
Oh, what?
It's like a whole Asian family, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like I think it's all Asian actors. They're all really good.
I just seen the part where it's like, Mom, I seen you kill someone.
It's got Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
Like she's
Fire.
amazing in it.
Looks fire.
And like the action's really good. I think you'll both appreciate the fight choreography. It's spectacular. Like it's a little over the top in that like, but in a good way. It's not like
I'll put it on the
cheesy.
list. For
I think
sure.
I think like watch the first couple episodes. It's really good. Really
I'll
easy
probably
to
smash
digest.
it.
Yeah, no, you can't. You could do that in a couple days. Highly
Pretend
rec.
it's a churro.
I mean, that means it'll be a couple minutes.
I think that'd be physically impossible unless you
Smash
do
it.
some Clockwork Orange type stuff. But
Or like Cat
do you.
Williams.
Cat.
those are giving me like Freddy Krueger vibes with the color combinations
The
right
socks, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I meant to do.
He's psychopathic.
What
I
was
see
the
what you did.
wrestler with Mr. Sacco?
there. Oh,
Mankind.
Mankind? That shit was weird.
Janko or whatever.
weird.
Yeah.
Sacco, Mr. Sacco.
Mr. Sacco.
Speaking of Mankind, South Africa is telling Israel that they're definitely doing crimes against humanity.
I
Yeah.
don't think Israel cares.
They don't.
Well,
Actually,
like-
Netanyahu straight up said,
Well, he said stuff like he's like, we don't want any of them. There will be no two-state. It'll be a Israeli state. And if you've seen like the defense for Israel is like, we're the victim of identity politics, which is kind of funny for like an ethno state to be saying that. And it's just like, and South Africa is being very thorough with like receipts, with video, like documentation, quotes, everything. But it's funny because I think CNN, BBC, or something, they're streaming Israel's defense, but they're not showing South Africa's prosecution. South Africa's prosecution is really strong.
But what does it really matter, even if they have a
It
strong
doesn't, because like the
prosecution?
International Court of Justice, it's like it's based in Sweden or somewhere over
I think
there.
it's Switzerland?
Switzerland,
I just
and like
looked at it as like, oh, it's like when we say North Korea is doing bad stuff, but I know that bad stuff's going on over there. But it's like when that happens, it's like, okay, South Africa, like
yeah, it's
we all know what's going on, but like, what are they act like they're going to stop?
yeah, it is a bit of like poetic justice that South
That's all it
Africa
is.
victims
Yeah,
of
it's like,
apartheid
oh,
for
okay,
so
well,
long.
that's
It's like,
cool.
But isn't it like also when you break international like wars against crimes against humanity? Isn't there a sense because like usually war crimes,
Sense of what?
when the people get tried,
Who's going to go stop them?
I mean, just saying like in the
No, I get all that.
Well, it's-
but I'm
it's-
saying, like,
it's like-
who's gonna?
I don't think it matters on who's gonna stop them. I think in terms of like the international
community,
Like alliance?
I think people you can just go in and
international reputation. It's like people like because just say 3 years ago, like talking about Palestine and how uneducated people are. I think it's just like a swaying of public opinion, popular opinion, like
Or
to just
propaganda.
shine a light on it, like just to realize, like, oh, wow, the people are actually like just keep talking about it, like to keep it in the conversation.
What
Yeah.
about the apartheid in South Africa? They don't want to talk about that.
Well, that's
I think
like,
that's actually one of the reasons why they're
That's why it's like a poetic justice. Like this country that was under is like, I think that's
why
the
they're
whole
sticking
thing.
up because it's so fresh over there.
Well, I mean that it might be. I think also like the apartheid there, you can actually, I don't know, they can speak on it.
Yeah, they're like, well, it's funny because Germany is like coming to Israel's defense, which I think like is a bit
funny, ironic.
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah,
because it's like,
what do you expect though?
That was in the. I mean, I did not have that on my.
Expect them to hop out
my
like
bingo
that,
board.
like come in hot, like yeah, because obviously you guys have a track record. Like, what can you really say? Like, I mean,
we owe them still, so I'm gonna stick up.
Yeah, I mean, it is like, well, the whole thing is like, Arab people are paying for the crimes of Western Europe. Like, it just that whole basis of it, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what can you do? But it is more about like, if this comes out that Israel is not guilty of war crimes and genocide and everything, it's not like people will be like, I'm not surprised. It's like the ICJ. Like, but if they are, then it's like, wow, that is kind of like turning a tide of like, oh, so maybe there's not going to people be tried and stuff, but like there will be somewhat of a tangible like change of popular opinion. Like ultimately it won't, like nothing material will happen, but things can, in terms of alliances and stuff with other countries, like maybe people will stop supplying them with whatever or cut off diplomatic ties. Like that is real, because you're seeing what's happening in Yemen. Like
dude,
the US and UK are
just bombing them,
attacking Yemen, but like both the US and the UK are saying these are defensive actions, because they're just disrupting shipping lanes.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Which is like Yemen saying like, we're trying to stop the war in Gaza because like that's why we're taking these actions, and everybody's like, oh, you're the Houthi rebels, you're backed by Iran. Like they're trying to like make it like a democratic, protecting democracy across the world and whatever. It's just more American imperialism. But what can you do?
I'm down with it until I'm not.
What part? You're down with
American imperialism.
You're down with it in what sense? Like like everything we are experiencing in our daily lives is a result of American imperialism. Yeah,
all the benefits like those.
I mean, yeah, you can't. I was actually thinking about this week in terms of like born, like the fact that you're
privilege.
just born where you are. Like, and like
we take it for granted. I wanted to laugh because Brittany Renner posted this thing, and I love her. She's so bad. When she posts like this thing, it's just like so proud to be American and love where I live. And I was just like, "Grr," and then I was just like, nah, that's kind of like for real. Not in the sense like she was just doing all this patriotic stuff, and I was like, okay, bald eagles and mountain tops and rivers flowing.
She's going Candace
that's some
Owens.
real fucking virtue signaling right there for sure.
Okay, but when I thought about it, I was like, no, I am
Get that Candace Owens
very
energy.
privileged and happy to live where I do.
I think privilege and happy are completely different and not connected than pride. Like, I don't think you have to be a proud American to be like, I recognize my privilege and I'm grateful.
But what's
for
wrong
it.
with being a proud American?
I just don't. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but like when those two are tied together, like I'm so proud to be American because I'm so lucky. It's
we
like
already know that most patriots in America aren't true patriots.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think the idea of being proud to be American doesn't even like.
That's what I'm saying. A real patriot is like proud of where they are. Like the Union, they're not patriots, but people like to act like that's the best sector of America from the South.
Well, I mean, like, pride
They
in
were
your
not
country,
patriots.
pride in your country, like, is a dangerous line to cross into like nationalism and then fascism. Because
But a
it's
patriot
like,
just means to back your president and arcant and sense.
That's from your definition.
No, I looked it up.
Well,
From
language
our sense.
changes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to back our president and to be proud of where you live. Patriotism.
I mean, I don't know. That's like proud proud of where you live. Like, what does that mean? Even like
just that we've been propagated to where you're now at this point you're not even proud to be where you're from, which is sad.
Well, but like saying proud to be
American,
a Los Angelino.
No, proud
is
to
like,
be American. You don't even want to say that because we've been propagated to the point where it's proud to be American sounds like I'm a Republican or something.
I don't think that.
Well, because I think there's different baggage to be like.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, propagated doesn't mean like I feel like we've been propagated the other way, like saying like, oh, America.
Well, just say you're proud to be American then.
What do you think that means to you?
It doesn't mean what he thinks it means.
No, what does it mean to you? If you say proud to be American, which it sounds like is what you're saying.
Yeah, just proud of the country I live from. Happy. I'm happy that I live where I do. I understand the privileges I do have. And that's about it. Proud to be American.
But that doesn't like...
I know that doesn't satisfy what you think it's...
No, I'm saying like... But you're saying you're proud because you're happy and you like...
Do you value America?
Sure.
Because like American values, sure. Like what does that mean? That's what I'm saying.
Like you go to Italy, you go to any other country. These people are happy to be where they're from. I'm Italian.
Yeah, but Italians.
I'm Colombian. No, anywhere.
That's not true.
No, like
that's not true.
Like Italians, they're like if you're in America, you're an Italian. But over there, they're not. They don't say they're Italian. They're like I'm Florentine.
Where people don't want to be where they're from. What's that like?
There's
like North Korea.
There's a lot of places in the world people don't.
People still feel like they're proud to be from Russia. So I don't understand. Like I feel like over here we feel like if you're not a Republican, you can't say I'm proud to be an American because that's makes you feel like a cowboy or something. And I don't want to be looked at as a racist or something like that. Which does not mean when you say you're proud to be American, does not mean you're a racist.
Well, because you're like you're. It seems like when you're saying like I'm aware of the things and I'm proud where I live, but it's like.
So you're not proud to be American.
I think I'm more like, do I support the values like that America has now?
Just one question: are you proud or not proud to be an American?
No, I don't think so.
So you're not proud to be American, Sean?
I don't define my dignity or value, and I don't attain self-respect just from being American. So,
do you associate yourself as an American?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I'm not proud or unproud of that.
I'm just asking: do you associate yourself as an American?
Yes.
No, he doesn't associate. That's a fact. Like, but he is an American.
But like
some people feel like they're like, no,
I feel like
I'm a Californian or I'm a resident of my city.
I mean, I'm all those things, but your question is so limiting. It's so
yours
small.
is like this identity from where you're from. Like
it's not small. It's a.
I think it's pretty small. I'm proud to be way more. There's a lot more things prior to being American.
So what are you
than I'm proud of?
Then? So that gives me a better. Descriptor of what you are proud of, so then I can understand maybe why you're not proud to be an American.
I didn't say I'm not proud to be American. I'm saying that I'm not identifying worth.
No, that's what I'm saying. What value. Do you identify as you're proud of?
I'm proud to be the son of my parents, so Corey Pickering, I guess you could say. I'm proud of being an empathetic person. I'm proud of being educated. Proud of...
So then my question would be more than this. If America had more of an identity in the sense of culture, would you feel like you were to have more pride?
I feel like America has a lot of culture, but
that's what I'm saying. It's so many different cultures. It makes it hard to identify as just what's American culture.
I think that for me, I'm grateful to be associated for America. I'm grateful to be associated as an American.
So you lean a little more closer. Just I'm not going to say proud.
You can say it proud.
I'm not going to say
cool.
proud. But I'm just going to say you lean more to just like I'm
not stupid. I mean, like in the sense of like my passport, which actually is not the most powerful passport in the world.
There's
a lot more powerful passports in the world, but.
Proud to me means I'm recognizing the benefits I do have, and I recognize the limitations some other people have.
Well, that sounds more like on his line. Like you're more grateful for that. You're not proud necessarily.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I get, and that's why I refrained it. But I'm saying, I guess if you're going to lump that up as pride for other people, yeah, I'm proud to be.
To me, pride means you're wearing the flag. To me, pride means that like that flag is up on your car, up in your house.
But that's all unpatriotic, though. you're not supposed to have a flag on your person. You're not supposed to have a flag on your car. That's
correct.
Unpatriotic.
But it's not, though, in America.
I mean,
in America, it's not.
People don't look at it as, but I feel like
if you're flying
serve in the country, I feel like there's people that do.
I mean,
hold
people
value
that
to
people
the flag.
That kind of, but if people serve in the country and you see one of those veteran license plate, they usually have an American flag somewhere on there. So yeah,
I'm saying we become what we
I just
hate.
think like if you're saying that you're proud of something, whatever it is, to me that means that you stand up for
all of it,
the majority.
No, I get that, and I get that.
You guys stick up for the majority of the things on there.
I get that. I get where it's hard to say you stand up for all the bad,
but like I don't like. I think
because there's more bad than probably positive.
But it's like, I mean, yeah. But I just think when people claim pride in general, I don't care where you're from. If you claim pride because of the boundaries you were born in, to me, I look at that and those people as that's unintelligent to me.
Why though?
Because you're saying that you're proud about something that.
That place has a very unique and specified culture that's only found within those walls.
Then they're proud of their culture.
But that's what they're saying when you're saying I'm proud of somewhere. It is the culture.
Okay, but like take an Amazonian that's tribe. That's why I'm saying take an Amazonian tribe.
Yeah.
They're not saying they're proud to be Brazilian. Probably they're proud of their tribe. You take like Lebanese. When they're like saying that they're proud to be Lebanese, generally they're talking about the time, the culture, the background, of everything.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So when people want to refrain from just saying I'm proud to be American, just like I just want to know why, like because like how you said it's so easy for people to be like, well, I can identify these times as being good in these four walls. So yeah, I am proud of that.
Yeah,
this place, it seems like it's very hard for certain people to say that.
I mean,
I think it's a product, like exactly what you said. It's a product of the time. Like I think when you say the specific culture, and I think the specific culture that America breeds has a lot of like
negative connotations,
unhealthy, like just like the unilateral stuff with like, oh, we're the arbiter of good in the world. I feel like that's a general thing, but people who are like generally proud to be an American, they believe that's a good thing.
No, I get that. That's why when I understand why it's hard to sometimes say things, because when you say certain things, it may make it seem like you're aligning with certain people that have completely different values than you.
Yeah. I mean, my parents are proud Americans. They fly the flag all the time. I don't think they had a problem with that. I don't think like your question, like in terms of I don't say I'm unproud of America. I'm saying that there's certain actions that American government has done. But like that's kind of like the same thing even with Israel. Like that's the thing people get tripped up. I'm not saying anything about Israelis
people
at all. I'm talking about the government specifically. And like generally these things are like powers that hold the name of the country. So it's like when I'm saying like proud to be American, I think more so like when we talk about America, there is the state, there is the whole thing. And I'm like,
and I'm really not talking about that. Yeah. I'm saying like, how are you not proud to be like Halloween, Christmas? Like these are things we have. Like
now that the rest of the world has. Well,
so but like things like that. It's just like a Thanksgiving. Like,
well, it's like I guess.
Like how you like,
and I'm grateful for those things. And if we want to call that pride,
no, but I understand because I'm on the same side of the fence as you guys. But I just go and say I'm proud. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like it's funny because like you are like you have an affinity for language and you have like a focus on it, but it's like to be lumped in like saying I know what you mean. But I know. Why it seems like such an like
it's loaded. It's a loaded because you don't want. Yeah, I know. That's why I only ask these questions.
I just think though, like it's loaded because
we've made it loaded.
No, I think it's because what does the term pride mean?
Yeah,
like that's what I really think.
Pride FC.
Yeah, it's open to interpretation.
Because like.
But that's why I tried to define it as when people are happy about their culture,
but like take like Black culture. Pride.
Yeah.
comparison to white pride.
I mean,
Pride Month.
But when you boil it down, in essence, it's the same shit.
It is, but isn't there something wrong with the other?
Well, but
Of
like,
course.
I feel like, I mean,
Of course.
So I think it's kind of
American
the same
identity.
thing.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
but like, because like other things, it's like things you actively participate in, like
Yep.
Black Pride. Like that's an active thing. Like not everybody is proud
everyone-
like that.
yeah,
Not like
no.
Asian Pride. Not everybody is. But then it's like, I feel like it's a more specific culture, whereas American culture is very specifically kind of defined or viewed. Whereas like I'm not proud of those parts.
No, exactly.
But like
I'm
Asian
with-
Americans, certain parts
I'm
of
with-
that, like even
I'm with
like
all that, but I'm also with, like I said, the stuff that I am like happy.
Yeah.
I guess I'm like more grateful and
That's
humbled
what
by
I'm
that
saying,
part. It's like-
yeah.
and that comes to the definition language
does come to the
semantics.
definition.
Yeah, I'm grateful
Yeah.
I'm grateful for being American.
Yeah.
You're stupid if you're not. Well,
I mean,
I don't know where you are.
yes,
If you grew up in the
here,
middle
yeah,
class
if you grew-
Rancho
yeah,
Cucamonga,
We have a very privileged upbringing.
We have a very privileged
despite of
upbringing.
what we've been
I mean,
through.
even
Yeah.
if you grew up in the ghetto, you're privileged
degree.
To a degree,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
not to an American, but to someone.
well, perspective.
100%. So I think like to show what you're grateful for, I get it. I just think when people talk about pride, it's this boisterous, like,
course.
you know,
Of course.
chest out kind of thing, and like.
But that's why I try to say other countries, because they're not like that. They're just like, no, we do this, and that's just us.
Yeah, I think though they hold up more cultures.
It's culture.
Yeah,
That's why I
yeah.
asked culture.
Which is like what Josh was saying about the Italians. It's like there's the Roman, there's Sicilian, there's
culture.
Like if you go in Spain, there's Basque, and like
the but that's why I said
culture.
America is
Yeah.
bigger than those. We
I
looked
feel
at
like,
as
yeah.
bigger than those places, even though we're unified, as those places are.
But like if
sectors.
somebody's from the South and they're like, they're holding up like Southern culture, and they're like, "Oh, I'm proud. I'm a proud Southerner." I would be like, "There's something about that's culturally. You're probably not saying it in the sense that
There could be connotations either way.
there's
with that.
connotations,
Yeah.
but when you
Sorry,
like are
little guy.
breaking it down, it's kind of like, yeah. How can you be a little mad? I mean, you can be mad, but it's like at the same time, it's like, well, you kind of get where they're.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
And
like
I feel like we are like we're not trying to hold on to culture in America. We're trying to do like the.
well, yeah, I mean, like I feel like it
know
kind
about
of
that.
is similar to the
think
Italian
we're
thing where like, even though it's intertwined with Southern stuff, like you're a Texan or you're a Southerner before
No.
you're an American.
But
You're a
that's
New
why I
Yorker
said
before
out
that.
in
You're a
the
California.
States,
Yeah.
we say, "Oh, I'm from California. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm from New York."
Yeah.
Instead of saying I'm an American, because in America it's vastly different
100%.
wherever you live.
You don't want to throw your name on with everybody else's.
Well, it is almost
scenario.
culturally different
It
wherever
is.
you live.
100%.
East Coast is culturally different than the West Coast.
Yeah.
Which is culturally different than the South.
Oh, you're East Coast? I'm far East Coast.
Remember that group? That was like a rap group.
Oh no, I was that
Far
was
East.
no the
Far East, they did music with, I think, with Black Eyed Peas.
Wasn't that the one that had the
Like Far
like
East
a DJ,
movement.
Far East movement.
Yeah,
No, I was
yeah.
talking about like
Yeah.
well, I think it was in
Fly
How
like
High.
a-
He's like, "Oh, you East Coast? I'm far East Coast."
Far East movement. No, yeah, no, but it's perspective, and to see more perspective, I guess, helps out the cause. But yes, in America, it does kind of feel bad to say I'm proud to be an American because of the way
Cultural weight.
because of cultural weight, and we can end that there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we ended that on a lighter note than it began because this is a little bit heavy. But you guys got any parting thoughts? Maybe some shout outs or anything like that?
Shout out Randy, made it through the episode. Appreciate you, bro. Love you. Appreciate
Thanks,
the
man.
kind words.
I just want to say thanks to all the people out there that are watching, commenting. Even if you're throwing us hate and shade, we appreciate it. You're helping out the algorithm, and
Send more
You're
if you-
putting
if you got
putting
the
hair
time.
on the chest, man. So throw that shade out our way. It's sunny in California,
Always.
you know.
Yeah, not like KC right now.
No. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I gotta say.
I feel like
You
it was
got
good. No, I feel like check out 21 Savage. Check out Society in the Snow if you haven't.
Monarch, Legend of Monsters, great show. It's fire. If you watched Echo, tell me what you think. I liked it.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm your co-host Josh.
I'm your co-host Trey Doja at Doja the producer.
I'm your co-host, Sean, at Sean Corey Pickering.
I'm at Dearest Rat. Thank you, everybody, for your likes, comments, subscriptions. Yeah, especially like this week. You guys have been treating us very well. Very grateful for that.
Thank you.
Shout out, Bill. Hopefully we can make it to your show. Shout out, Neil.
Love you, Bill.
Might see you in a little bit.
Love you, Neil.
Hit us out on all the relevant social platforms at Almost Never Pod on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Apple, and Spotify DSPs.
We're getting plays.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Later.